I have a city in the desert. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 301 Buying Out. After the meeting, all Sahara shops across the country closed down. At the same time, they hung a sign at the door of the store. Almonds will be supplied from tomorrow, and the price will remain unchanged. In order to prevent people from hoarding almonds for speculation, patients who want to buy almonds need to obtain a certificate from the hospital before they can buy them. After the sign was hung, Jiang Chen arranged for a large number of almonds to be urgently allocated to the whole country by express delivery on the same day. The next morning, facing the sunshine, Sahara shop opened its doors. When the door of Sahara shop opened, a queue of several miles formed in front of the door of Sahara shop in Shangjing. Looking at so many young people, the general manager of the Shangjing branch was overwhelmed. These young people did not have cancer at first glance, but they all had certificates from small hospitals. According to the agreement, the general manager could only sell to them. So in less than a morning, these young people bought out all the almonds transferred by Sahara shop. After the almonds were sold out, the real patients lined up, but they had no more to buy. At noon, when the news reached Jiang Chen's ears, Jiang Chen had already known the news, because in the morning, an unfamiliar number sent him a text message. The content of the text message was very simple, just a few simple sentences. If you don't cooperate with our ZHUs, I will let you die miserably. Just wait and see. Brother Jiang, they have bribed many small hospitals. If we don't sell the cancer certificates issued by those small hospitals, they will make trouble. If we sell them, they will also make trouble when the real patients can't buy them later. After Guanku called Jiang Chen helplessly, Jiang Chen thought for a while and said, hang up a sign, only recognize the certificates of tertiary hospitals. In the afternoon, Sahara shop hung up a new sign again, and as a result, the people who came to line up in the afternoon gathered in groups again, and this time it was the same group of people. After the almonds that arrived in the afternoon were sold out, Guanku didn't call Jiang Chen because Jiang Chen was guarding in Sahara's shop. Brother Jiang, I think it's the ZHU's group that is messing with us. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Indeed, this group of people were the ones hired by ZHU's pharmaceutical. At this moment, in the headquarters building of ZHU's pharmaceutical, ZHU Kun, who was in his 40s, was watching the video sent by his secretary, crossing his legs and shaking his body proudly. Haha, fight with me and see how I can kill you. General manager, I'm afraid their apricots are running out. As long as their apricots are sold out, our medicine will still dominate the entire market. After the deputy general manager finished speaking, ZHU Kun smiled triumphantly and said, not only that, I will also increase the price of his almonds by 1,000 times, and then I will make money and he will be scolded. Haha, this is the end of fighting with me. After ZHU Kun finished speaking, he seemed to see Jiang Chen's reputation ruined because of almonds, and he felt relieved just thinking about it. Brother Jiang, what should we do now? ZHU's pharmaceutical is the most authoritative pharmaceutical company for cancer. Many tertiary hospitals use their drugs, so they can get as many cancer certificates as they want. This is not a solution for us. After Guanku finished speaking, the deputy general manager of Xinmui travel agency in Mojiang also said with a frown, they are still spreading rumors and smearing us everywhere. Now the number of tourists has dropped sharply by 1/3. More importantly, we will be listed in less than a week. If this continues, our listing plan may have to be cancelled. Xinmui travel agency has cancelled its listing, and it will be difficult to go public again. By then, we will lose to ZHU Chang. After a group of people finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Indeed, the listing plan of Xinmui travel agency cannot be delayed, so his top priority now is to quickly solve the troubles caused by ZHU's pharmaceutical. Since they like to buy so much, let them buy. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he directly lifted the restriction order, so in the evening, a big sign was hung at the door of Sahara shop again. From now on, all people can only order 3 almonds a day. Bring your ID card to buy. If you want to buy more, the price will be increased. The price for buying 3 to 10 almonds a day is 100 yuan per almond, and the price for buying more than 10 almonds is 200 yuan per almond. And you can't buy again within 1 month after the purchase. After the sign was hung up, Jiang Chen's meaning was very clear. He didn't believe that he would hire people to line up every day to buy almonds. You know, now if you hire one person to line up, no one will do it for 100 yuan per day. Even if he queues for less time, in this hot weather, no one will do it for less than 50. And hiring people for 50 days to buy only 3 apricots a day is still not cost effective. After Jiang Chen's sign was hung up, when the almonds were delivered in the evening, the young people who came to line up disappeared, and they were all a group of real patients who came to buy. Such good days did not last long. The next morning, as soon as the Sahara shop opened, a truck stopped at their door. People who came directly booked the whole place for 200 yuan per almond. Sahara shops from all over the country called, and Jiang Chen nodded, and let them sell. So the morning batch of almonds was sold out. When the second batch of almonds arrived at noon, they were all bought out before the patients could even line up. At the same time, almonds were sold on the black market again. The black market almonds were still priced at 1,000 each, which was extremely black. At the Sahara shop headquarters, Jiang Chen realized that someone was copying his almonds. So Jiang Chen asked all the Sahara shops to post advertisements and asked the patients to wait. They were going to fight this group of almond copyists to the end. Not only that, Jiang Chen also had people hang a banner in front of the Sahara shop. Those who copy almonds will harm others and themselves. Their families will be destroyed. At this moment at the ZHU pharmaceutical headquarters, ZHU Kun was so happy that he even opened champagne to celebrate. You fool, even if you raise the price to 200 per piece, what can it do? I will buy as many as you have. Don't think I don't know that one of your apricot trees can only produce dozens of apricots. How many 100-year-old apricot trees can you grow in a poor Mojiang? Haha, when I buy all your almonds, I will sell them for 1,000 per piece. People who don't want to die will still buy them, and I will still make money. After ZHU Jiang finished speaking, his group of executives also sighed for Jiang Chen. In the business world, if you are kind, you will only be greeted with failure. You are cruel, you monopolize the market, you hold their lives, and you have endless money. That's right, such a person who doesn't know how to do business is really wasting such good almonds. He sells almonds for 2 yuan each. Who is he going to make money from? General Manager, Beishi Pharmaceutical and Sijiu Pharmaceutical have also joined the ranks of grabbing almonds. They have taken all the goods tonight by adding 100 yuan to each almond. There are also pharmaceutical companies such as Laokahura and Kuei who have joined the ranks of grabbing almonds. At the headquarters of Sahara shop, as more and more pharmaceutical companies and businessmen joined the ranks of investing in almonds, Jiang Chen felt that it was time to reap some benefits. That's right, they all felt that almonds were limited, but patients were unlimited. As long as they invested in almonds, there would be patients who wanted them, even if they were 1,000 yuan each on the black market. After all, this was buying lives, so as long as they could get almonds within 1,000 yuan, they would make money. Chapter 302, Everyone copying apricots. A group of people speculated on almonds, and in the end, they only harmed the interests of patients. However, in the eyes of businessmen, they only care about money. How could they worry about other people's lives? Therefore, Jiang Chen felt that it was time to teach them a lesson, so that they would know that whoever dared to copy Sahara's things in the future would be dead. Brother Jiang, do you really want to do this? If we openly bid for almonds, it will only make more people feel disappointed. Once the people are disappointed, the reputation we have worked so hard to build will be ruined. Yes, Brother Jiang, think twice. We can earn less from almonds, but once we lose the hearts of the people, our scenic spot will completely collapse. Once our scenic spot collapses, so many of our related companies will go bankrupt. At that time, it will not be compensated by the money from apricots. Brother Jiang, integrity is money. We sell almonds at a low price, and tourists are grateful to us. When they come to our place to travel, they spend. Okay, do as I say. Don't worry about the rest. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, everyone saw that they couldn't persuade Jiang Chen, so they had to give up. The next day, just after dawn, a long line had formed in front of the Sahara shop. In the line, there were managers from various pharmaceutical companies, purchasing staff from hospitals, and a group of investors and wealthy businessmen. When they were about to buy Jiang Chen's almonds at a low price, they received a notice from the Sahara shop that from today on, all the almonds in the Sahara shop would be auctioned off, and the highest bidder would win. As soon as the news came out, those investment companies that had been waiting and watching also joined the rush to buy. They knew that the Sahara shop was doing this because there were only a few almonds left, so they wanted to make a big profit at the end. The fewer apricots were left, the higher the price would be, so these investment companies would not miss this opportunity. In the early morning, the first Sahara shop in Shangjing started the auction. They received 10 boxes of almonds in the morning. There were 500 almonds in a box, and the starting price of one almond was 200. After the auction started, Sijiu Pharmaceuticals was the first to raise the price to 400, followed by Xingyuan Pharmaceuticals to 500, Fangda Investment to 600, and Zashi Pharmaceuticals directly raised the price to 1000. Because the black market price was this high, many investment companies could only sigh and admit defeat. 10 boxes of almonds, 5,000 almonds, 1 almond for 1,000. This auction directly sold 5 million. There are now more than 50 Sahara shops in the country, and the auctions in various places are roughly the same. The lowest price is 700 almonds per almond. So in the morning, 250 boxes of 25,000 almonds were directly auctioned, and 200 million yuan was directly sold. At noon, another batch of almonds arrived. This time, all the almonds were basically sold at a price of 1,000 each. At noon, the income was 2.5 again, and the same was true in the evening. On the second day, when the almonds were transported to Shangjing, the auction became more intense, and the price was once hyped up to 1,500 each, because they felt that the almonds must be the last, so if they didn't buy them now, there would be no chance. In addition, many ordinary people who like to copy things entered the market, so the price soared all the way. At the end of the second day, 250 boxes of almonds were sold for 1 billion yuan. On the third day, ZHU's group was a little panicked, because the whole country knew that copying almonds could make money, and even the Wencheng real estate speculation group joined the ranks of copying almonds, so they became worried. ZHU Kun was no longer in the mood to drink coffee and listen to songs to make fun of Jiang Chen. He couldn't help sweating as he watched the video of people rushing to buy almonds in various places with his mobile phone. Boss ZHU, this won't work. Sijiu and Yuanda Pharmaceutical have hoarded a large number of almonds. Once Jiang Chen's almonds are sold out, they will control most of the cancer drug market, and then they will strangle us. After all, anti-cancer drugs are the mainstay of their ZHU's pharmaceutical. Now with the emergence of almonds, their monopoly may be interrupted by a group of copycats. How much did we buy? We have invested 200 million. Continue to invest today, and we must let our company dominate the entire almond market. ZHU Kun said and turned off his phone. In the evening, after the last batch of almonds arrived, the price of almonds had been reduced to 2,000 yuan each by this group of people. At the end of the day, Jiang Chen directly earned 1.7 billion yuan. On the fifth day, when everyone thought that Jiang Chen's almonds were sold out, Jiang Chen directly announced that Sahara Shop's online store would resume selling almonds, and each almond was priced at 2,000 yuan. After all, it was not enough for this group of speculators to copy in physical stores. As soon as this news came out, Sahara Shop's Taobi store was instantly crowded. Those coal bosses and mine bosses made hundreds of thousands of yuan at a time. Sijiu Pharmaceutical, Yuanda Pharmaceutical, Ping'an Pharmaceutical and ZHU's Pharmaceutical were even more crazy about placing orders in order to gain dominance. In less than an hour, ZHU's Pharmaceutical alone directly placed orders for more than 4 billion almonds, and Sijiu Pharmaceutical also followed suit with 4 billion. Then ZHU's Pharmaceutical borrowed more than 2 billion from the bank and followed in, and Sijiu Pharmaceutical also followed with a loan. Not only did the pharmaceutical companies chase after the Sahara almonds, but the real estate speculators also sold their houses to join the almond copying craze. They often spent millions of dollars. They all thought they would buy out the almonds from Sahara Shop and then wait to sell them to the world at a high price. However, until the evening, the Taobei store of Sahara shop was not closed. The Sahara almond store showed that they sold 200,000 boxes of more than 100 million almonds that day. By the evening, this crazy move finally stopped because they found that the almonds from Sahara shop seemed to be sold out. If Sahara shop had endless almonds, then they would not have the conditions to hoard almonds for profit. Fortunately, in order to dispel their concerns, Jiang Chen closed the sales channel, and the mood of this group of investors stabilized. Within a week of the almonds being sold, all Sahara shops across the country stopped selling almonds. Patients could not buy almonds and had to go to the black market to buy them. The price of almonds on the black market was 3,000 or even 4,000 per piece, which was almost the same as the price of ZHU's anti-cancer drugs. Therefore, the stock of ZHU's group, which had been falling all the way, started to rise again. ZHU-kun was very happy and even called Jiang Chen. After the call was connected, ZHU-kun immediately thanked Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen, you are still too young. But I have to thank you. Your almonds caused the stock of ZHU's pharmaceutical to fall continuously. When everyone was not optimistic about us, you came to help us at your own expense. You are really a benefactor. ZHU-kun smiled as he looked at their stocks that were soaring. After ZHU-kun finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered and said, really? Haha, sooner or later you will not be able to smile anymore. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen settled accounts with Sahara shop. October was the day for him to repay the loan. If he didn't repay the system would lend him high interest loans, amounting to more than 10 billion yuan a month. Jiang Chen was worried that he couldn't save up the 200 billion yuan he owed, and this group of speculators sent him money. Jiang Chen felt at ease with their money, because this group of people really didn't do good things. They copied whatever they saw, speculating in real estate and shoes. That was fine. They even copied the onions, ginger and garlic that your mother bought during the Chinese New Year. They did it to you every year. This time, I'll kill them hard to teach them a lesson. Chapter 303, You Are Cruel. At the Sahara shop headquarters, everyone didn't know whether to be happy or not. After all, more than 150 million almonds were sold in one day, which was nearly 300 billion yuan. This was definitely a huge amount of money. The last time they made so much money was when they sold roses, so they should be happy. However, because of this auction, they have offended the whole of China. Nowadays, whether it is mega news or mobile forums, there are people scolding Sahara everywhere. They have united to boycott Sahara. Now there are very few people who come to the Sahara scenic spot for tourism. Everyone, be happy. I will give you bonuses when I get back, 10,000 yuan each. Jiang Chen returned to Sahara shop. Seeing that the employees were in a low mood, he gave them some big benefits. As soon as Jiang Chen said this, a group of Sahara shop employees became happy. After all, this was the third 10,000 yuan bonus they had earned. Walking to the second floor conference room, several executives of Sahara group sat there in frustration and didn't speak. What's the matter? Cheer up, Manager K, help me see which regions are buying almonds. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Manager K did not answer. Chen Jian's house stood up and said, Brother Jiang, now is not the time to care about that. We have earned this little money and our Sahara group has collapsed. It's not worth it. We should now discuss how to restore our reputation. Chen Jian's house Sahara Scenic Area Management Group was the most affected area. The general manager of Sahara Oil also said, yes, with the decrease in tourists, our oil group is not having a good time. We have just borrowed more than 4 billion from the bank. Our pipelines have been laid to Urumqi and Keller. Now everyone is boycotting us. They are causing damage everywhere. Our work is very difficult. I already have a way to restore our reputation. Manager K, help me see which regions are ousting almonds. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Manager K sighed and went out. She came back soon. She reached out and turned on the projector, and soon the sales area report came out. According to the report, the sales in Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Wenzhou, Yangcheng, and Harbin have reached 10 billion. In addition, several cities in the southwest have also reached more than 6 billion, and then each city has a purchase amount ranging from hundreds of thousands to millions. Looking at the report, Jiang Chen was surprised that many foreign businessmen followed suit and speculated on almonds. Among others, the Clemens Pharmaceutical Group in the United States purchased 2 billion almonds, and Yama Investment also purchased more than 10 billion almonds. In addition, Matsukumi Pharmaceutical, Shinban Investment, Zengai Capital, etc. in Japan, have also made purchases. Everyone in this world believes that Jiang Chen's almonds are limited, but the patients are unlimited. After all, as long as a person uses his brain to think about it, he knows that there are not many apricots that can be grown in the death desert. No wonder we sold so many almonds. It turns out that these foreign bigwigs have also joined in. However, since you like to give money, there is nothing I can do. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen actually laughed to himself. He looked at Manager K and said, "Today is the last day for refunds, right?" "Yes, it's the last day. No one has asked for a refund so far. How can anyone return almonds when the price on the black market is so high now?" After Manager K finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. As long as the 7-day no reason return period of Taobei store is over, then this is a done deal. At night, Jiang Chen had some dinner at Sahara shop and left Sahara shop. At dawn the next day, Ren Dongsheng, general manager of Xinmei travel agency, called Jiang Chen and said that their listing was forced to be cancelled. Now it has become a joke on the whole network. Jiang Chen thought about it. Today is October 13th, the day when Xinmei Hotel was listed. During this period, he was confused by ZHU Kun and actually forgot about this matter. Jiang Chen opened Migu News and sure enough, the whole network was full of posts scolding them. Business Daily, Xinmei Travel Agency cancelled its listing plan due to the online criticism. Meanwhile, the stock of Jiang Wang Travel Agency soared. Economic Daily, for the sake of petty profits, the entire Sahara enterprise is facing a cold winter. Jiang Chen, the head of the enterprise, has not appeared yet. Perhaps he has been. Maybe you are paralyzed. Jiang Chen was convinced by these media. Can't they stop guessing? Jiang Chen turned off Migu News. After comforting Ren Dongsheng, he called Manager K. After all, the return channel was closed from that day on. He had to ask Manager K for money. After all, it was time to pay back the system money. Manager K, transfer the money for Xingren to my Gwaki bank account. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Manager K did not ask any more questions. After all, he was just a small manager, and Jiang Chen was the boss of the entire scenic area. The money was transferred quickly. Jiang Chen took a look after receiving the money. Only 291.2 billion was transferred. He knew that the rest of the money had been taxed. This money was still 2.674 billion short of the loan of 293.874 billion. Jiang Chen still had 900 million left from Wan Pangzi. With the money from the physical store of Sahara shop, he could just pay off the money and still have 1.1 billion left. After paying off the loan, Jiang Chen stretched his body. It felt so good not to owe usury. Ding dong. System prompt. If you repay on time, your credit value will increase, and you can get a new seed. Oh my god, can I get a new seed if I repay on time? It seems that I have to borrow more money next time. Since there are new seeds, how can Jiang Chen not take a look? So he hurriedly opened his phone to study the new seeds. Oh my god, building materials seeds. 6. Clicking on the seed grid, the new seed grid has a circle of ropes lying in it. Jiang Chen was very puzzled. What is this thing? Seed introduction. Desert cable seed. It is a cable made with the universal technology of the Star Alliance. This cable is not afraid of heat and cold, and can survive in the desert for 100 years without rotting, and can survive in the sea for 100 years without rotting. Wow, this is too high tech. With this cable, Jiang Chen seemed to see new hope for the future. He has just built a power station, and has a cable. Is it still a problem to electrify the desert? With electricity in the desert, he can do whatever he wants. The new world of mankind began with the mastery of electricity, and the new century of the desert will also begin from this moment. Let's take a look at the price first. It's time to buy a cable. System prompt. The price of the cable is sold by diameter. The thinnest cable is 0.5 yuan per meter, and the super submarine cable is 100 yuan per meter. Oh my god, it's actually divided by diameter. Then I'll buy a 1 meter submarine cable first. Jiang Chen didn't believe that the submarine cable would be so cheap. He directly clicked to buy a 1 meter cable and planted it. After the cable was planted, the black cable was very thin, far less thick than Jiang Chen thought. Jiang Chen picked up the cable and took a look. He didn't know what material the outer sheath of the cable was made of. It was very soft, but very strong. Jiang Chen pulled it a few times, but couldn't break it. He tried to burn it with a lighter, but couldn't light it. He tried to cut it with a knife, but there was no reaction for a long time. It's really strong. Being strong is useless. The most important thing is to be practical. Jiang Chen looked at the end of the wire. The wire inside the wire was not copper. It was a special metal material. This material was silver white and might be an alloy. I'm not professional and don't understand. Let's leave it to a professional. My current task is to buy hundreds of millions of wires and store them for the power group to use. Jiang Chen didn't want to use this high tech in other places. The high tech had to serve his scenic area first. Let's build a cable factory and choose a location first. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 304 Super Magical Cable Seed. Speaking of building a cable factory, Jiang Chen thought about it. Now his factories are concentrated between line 1 and line 2, but those are factories serving Mojiang, so he plans to build the cable factory in other places. And when it comes to the place suitable for building a cable factory, it is the sandproof belt outside the southwest outer ring road. He has invested so much money in the spinning belt, and it is time to make use of their residual heat. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove his Mercedes-Benz towards the southwest outer ring road. After arriving at the outer ring road, Jiang Chen decided to build a cable town in the first sandproof belt. He did it right away. Jiang Chen first spent 20 million to build a green space and cactus fences, and then planted more than 500 million wires directly next to the green space. These wires range from the thinnest to the thickest. The 500 million cables were piled up in circles to form cube-shaped wire piles, each of which was 3 stories high. After planting the cables, Jiang Chen wanted to take a break, but he suddenly remembered that he couldn't rest yet. After all, although he had paid off the system, the reputation of his scenic spot had not been restored. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove towards Mojiang again. He rushed to the headquarters of Sahara Group. With the sharp decline in tourists, Sahara Group has become much more relaxed. Even Guanku has time to drink tea. Brother Jiang. Seeing Jiang Chen coming, Guanku greeted him. Jiang Chen nodded. He walked to the sofa opposite Guanku and sat down and said, "It's time to win back the glory of Sahara Shop. President Guan, start selling almonds now." Jiang Chen had so many almonds that he had a headache. So when everyone thought that Jiang Chen's almonds were sold out, they didn't know that Jiang Chen's warehouse still had at least 3 billion almonds stored. You have to know that he has nearly 100 million apricot trees, which is the size of 3 towns. What's more, these apricots were not sold, so in the end they were basically made into almonds. Restore the original price? Yes. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku shook his head and said, "No, if we restore the original price now, those who copied the almonds will continue to copy. They will buy up as many as we have, so don't underestimate these people." After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen thought about it, and it was true. Now these apricot speculators have at least hundreds of millions of apricots in their hands. If they want their apricots to continue to sell at a high price, they will continue to buy up Jiang Chen's apricots. How much is it selling on the black market now? It's copied to 3,600 now. They have also made up many uses for apricots. What a bunch of profiteers. Now we are shipping goods to Sahara shops all over the place. Each almond is sold for 3,000 yuan. I wonder if they dare to copy at the bottom. Jiang Chen has already lost the listing of Xinmei Travel Agency, and he has also lost all the tourists in the scenic area. If he doesn't make money from these apricot copyists, he is not Jiang. After Jiang Chen issued the order, all Sahara shops will soon put up signs at the door. Sahara almonds are back in supply, 3,000 yuan each. As soon as the price was announced, many patients became excited. That's right, this almond can save 600 yuan, and this day can save 1,800 yuan. Therefore, the entrance of Sahara shop was soon filled with people, and the black market that sold Sahara almonds cried directly. What? He still has almonds? How many almonds does he have? ZHU Kun, the general manager of ZHU's pharmaceutical company, slammed the table and was so angry that his nose was about to spit fire. You know, in order to stabilize their company's stock, he owed a lot of debts. Moreover, in this almond war, his company directly took more than 4 billion almonds. Now just when he wanted to make a profit, Jiang Chen actually sold almonds again. Keep buying. I don't believe he still has almonds. The death desert is a problem that humans can never overcome. There is no grass growing there, let alone a 100-year-old almond tree. Therefore, ZHU Kun didn't believe how many almonds Jiang Chen could have. At the same time, in the president's office of the 49 pharmaceutical group, he heard that Sahara shop was selling almonds again, and the 49 president was also confused. They sold at least 100 million almonds this time. How could there be more almonds? General manager, maybe they deliberately kept some. I guess there won't be too many almonds. Then buy them before ZHU's pharmaceutical. Soon, ZHU Pharmaceutical also started buying, and many investment companies did the same. They are now in a dilemma. Jiang Chen launched almonds, and they have to buy them. If they don't sell, they can't control the price on the black market. If they buy, Jiang Chen's price is so high, it's really a rip-off. In the evening of the first day, more than 400 boxes of almonds shipped by Jiang Chen to various parts of the country were bought up, and the income for that day was 600 million. The next day, before dawn, the second batch of almonds was shipped to Sahara shops in various places. This time the price rose to 3,500, which was 100 cheaper than the black market. Now many small investors saw that they couldn't afford it, so they withdrew one after another, and some people in the market began to sell almonds for 3,000. Seeing this, those large investment companies and pharmaceutical companies that hoarded almonds panicked. If they went down and sold the almonds would definitely be sold at a carrot price, and they would lose a lot of money. But if they don't sell, they have to buy the almonds sold by retail investors to maintain the price. So various companies started to hoard again. They were betting with Jiang Chen that Jiang Chen would not have any more almonds. After all, that was the death desert. Buy all his almonds. I don't believe he has any more almonds. After ZHU's pharmaceuticals made another move, the price of almonds in the market stabilized. By the evening, Jiang Chen's more than 400 boxes of almonds were sold out again. This time he made another 700 million. On the third day, Jiang Chen sold another 400 boxes of almonds, and the price dropped directly to 2,000 per piece, far lower than the black market price. Now many small investment companies began to be unable to hold on. Some people in the black market began to sell almonds again. In order to keep their money, several originally hostile pharmaceutical companies actually joined together. After they jointly swept up Jiang Chen's almonds, they made another 400 million in revenue that day. The battle escalated. This was already a game between the big capitalists at the top of China's hype and Jiang Chen. Before this, anyone who fought with them would be ruined. Brother Jiang, they have united together. As soon as we put our apricots on the market, they will buy them all. If this continues, our apricots will be in short supply sooner or later. Let's see who will collapse first. Jiang Chen said as he ordered to supply 800 boxes at once, and all of these 800 boxes were to be shipped to Shangjing. At dawn, the entrance of Sahara shop in Shangjing was already full of people. The people in the front were the people of the so-called Almond Union, who lived directly in front of the store. The moment the door opened, the people of the union were dumbfounded. At this moment, the entire Sahara shop was filled with boxes of almonds. Not only that, but there were also vans lined up in the distance to unload the goods. President, it's bad. The Sahara shop at the headquarters of the third hospital is full of almonds. It is estimated that there are hundreds of boxes. In the past, the national supply was 400 boxes a day, and the Shangjing 3rd Hospital branch could only get about 10 boxes. How could it not be surprising that they got 800 boxes today? How many boxes? I just asked them. They said there are 800 boxes, 900 per almond, and asked if we want some. Fuck, how many boxes do they have? We asked, but they didn't tell us. They only said they knew how many boxes there were today, and they didn't know how many we would get tomorrow. What should we do now? They've started selling, and they want us to buy them quickly. If we don't, they'll let me leave the team. After the union's younger brother finished speaking, ZHU Kun, the president of the Almond Union, was so angry that he kicked the chair in the conference room to the ground. Buy a few boxes first to buy time. Chapter 305. I'll make you pay the price. After the call was hung up, the conference room was filled with a group of people. There were old rivals of Sijiu Pharmaceutical, Yuanda Pharmaceutical, Fangyuan Investment, Mangrove Capital, and more than a dozen other investment companies. All of them had invested a lot of almonds. They have brought another 800 boxes, 900 each, and they want cash. What should we do now? ZHU Kun finished speaking, and the conference room was silent. Should we continue to buy now, or what should we do? What can we do? If we don't buy now, what will happen to the almonds we have? We bought our almonds for 2,000 or 3,000 each. If we sell them at his price now, who can afford the loss? After the boss of Sijiu Pharmaceutical finished speaking, the boss of Mangrove said, "Is it useful to buy? They always say that this is definitely the last batch, but they ship almonds every day. They sold for 1,000 yesterday. If we sell the almonds in our hands, we can lose 100 less today. If you sell, the almonds will collapse directly, and no one will want them for 100. ZHU Kun finished speaking, and the boss of Mangrove stopped talking. Hurry up and decide whether to buy or not today. 800 boxes, 900 almonds, 360 million. Can our investment companies afford it? The CEO of Daddy Investment said. His hands were shaking as he held the cup. Their company had already swallowed more than 3 billion almonds, and he really had no money to buy more. We have to swallow it even if we can't. It's just like speculating in stocks. If you don't stabilize the price, who can sell the apricots in their hands? Leo Fang, you pay 20 million this time, and I'll let you sell a batch of apricots tonight. After ZHU Kun finished speaking, Lisa stood up in the conference room and said, I also want to sell a batch of almonds tonight. I have 500 million almonds in my warehouse. If I don't make a move, our entire Maosheng investment will be ruined. Lisa's was also unlucky. He used to make money by following the ZHU family, but now it's really raining on the roof. The villa in Yunnan New District hasn't been built yet, and the almonds he speculated on are going to explode again. Come one by one, take Leo Fang's goods tonight and let Leo Fang sell them at 1,000 each. After ZHU Kun finished speaking, the others saw that there was no other way but to borrow the bank's loan to continue to stock up on Sahara almonds. In the evening, it was the moment of the decisive battle. Jiang Chen and a group of Sahara group leaders gathered in the Sahara shop's main store to pay attention to the changes in Shangjing. Ding-ling-ling. The phone rang, and Manager K turned on the video call. Manager K, this is Leo 2 from the Shangjing branch. I received news that almonds are being sold on the black market now at 1,000 each, and they are selling very well. After Leo 2 finished speaking, Jiang Chen knew that this group of top bosses had started to sell their goods and run away, and Jiang Chen couldn't just give them a bargain. Spread the word, don't buy it. There will be 1,000 boxes of almonds in Shangjing tomorrow, 500 each. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Leo 2 nodded, and he started to find someone to spread the word. This is a life and death struggle, and now is the time to know the outcome. At night, in the black market of Shangjing, when those cancer patients were buying almonds everywhere, a piece of news spread that the big capitalists were ready to run away. Tomorrow, Sahara shop will have 1,000 boxes of almonds, each selling for 500. As soon as the news came out, the cancer family members returned the goods one after another. After a night, Leo Fang didn't sell many almonds. The next morning, when Jiang Chen was still asleep, Guan Ku banged on his door. After Jiang Chen opened the door, Guan Ku shouted in panic, Brother Jiang, it's bad. It's bad. Guanku had never been so nervous. Jiang Chen hurriedly got up from the bed and asked, what happened? Something happened in Shangjing. The same day delivery man who delivered almonds was killed. What? Jiang Chen was instantly sweating. He never thought that this group of people would dare to kill people. Hurry up and check the news. Also, all 7 of our shops in Shangjing were burned. The fire set the whole building on fire, and many people were burned to death. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly opened Migu News, and the news was full of news about Shangjing Sahara shop. Daily news. A courier from Shangjing same-day delivery was killed while transporting Sahara almonds. The whole truck of almonds and the truck were burned to ashes when they were found. Daily highlights. At 1 AM last night, several shops in Shangjing were set on fire by criminals. The fire burned the entire Sahara shop. When the firefighters arrived, the fire had burned to the 3rd floor. At 8 AM this morning, the official report said that the number of people who died in the fire yesterday had increased to 17, of which 9 were Sahara shop employees. Jingchu News. The video of Sahara shop being burned to death in the store has been leaked. The store employees died miserably and were burned to charcoal. It is reported that one of the store employees just got married yesterday. Daily comments. How deep is the hatred that these criminals have to do this? Morning News. It is reported that the police suspect that this incident is related to the recent almond raid. A week ago, Sahara almonds were found to contain anti-cancer substances, which can effectively slow down the spread of cancer cells. As soon as the news came out, major pharmaceutical companies and investment companies across the country joined the hype of almonds, and the price of almonds quickly increased from 2 yuan per piece to 3,005. Brother Jiang, what should we do? Guanku looked at Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen knew that it was now a life and death moment. His Sahara shop had already been despised because of this incident. If he didn't handle it well, he would never be able to turn things around. Go to Beijing. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku made a phone call and booked a few flights to Beijing. In the early morning, just after the sun rose in Sahara, Jiang Chen asked Brother Long to drive to pick up Fatty Wang. When Fatty Wang arrived at the airport, a group of people were already standing at the airport. What's wrong? Are you guys going to have a dinner party? There was no internet on the grassland, and Fatty Wang didn't know what had happened. Fatty Wang finished laughing, and Brother Long said with a dark face, Brother Wang, something happened in Shangjing. Don't laugh. This time we too will follow as bodyguards. When he heard that something happened in Shangjing, Fatty Wang's heart sank. He reached out and patted Jiang Chen on the shoulder and said, Brother, condolences. Yiren, she. Condolences to your sister. Something happened in Sahara shop. What does it have to do with Li Yiren? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he suddenly realized something. That's right, if Fatty Wang hadn't reminded him, he wouldn't have thought of it. Fatty Wang, go pick up Li Yiren directly in Shangjing, let her take a leave, and come to the desert during this time. Jiang Chen knew that those who did this were definitely those plagiarists with no way out. Once this group of people lose money, they can do anything. Okay, Brother Chen, don't worry, with our brother's head, I will keep her safe. Flying from Fangzhen Airport to Beijing, the plane landed at Jingnan Airport 3 hours later. At Jingnan Hotel, Guanku had arranged a press conference. This hotel is She Wenfu's hotel, and it is safe and guaranteed. When Jiang Chen arrived at the press conference, hundreds of media outlets were already there. After all, this was big news for the entire country. Mr. Jiang, may I ask if the burning of Sahara shop in Shangjing was caused by your enemies? Do you know who did it? Mr. Jiang, may I ask if this incident has anything to do with almonds? Why did you sell almonds at a high price and then sell them at a low price? Did you deliberately let those who copied almonds go to a dead end? Mr. Jiang, are you ready for the compensation for the deceased employees? After a group of reporters asked, Jiang Chen stood up with the microphone and said, I will answer them one by one. For the injured employees, Ms. K, the president of our Sahara shop, has rushed to the families' homes to express condolences and discuss the aftermath. Here I solemnly promise that, as long as the brothers and sisters who died because of the Sahara group, our Sahara group will never let them go in despair. Then how will you fulfill your promise? That's right. Can you tell me more specifically? His family members will be arranged to work in the Sahara group unconditionally. In addition, their children will attend the best school in Sahara, and we will support them until they graduate. In addition, their parents will be taken to the Sahara sanatorium for their retirement. What if they don't want to go to Sahara? After all, they are all from Shangjing, and few people from Shangjing are willing to go to the border. Then give them a one-time compensation of 5 million yuan. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of media looking for trouble were speechless. After all, this compensation was indeed very high, and this was only the compensation from the Sahara group, which did not include the compensation from the murderer and the insurance company. Chapter 306, Dying Struggle. After talking about the compensation, the reporters were very satisfied. They then asked why the Sahara shop was burned down, and Jiang Chen clenched his fists. I don't know who did this. I believe that our Shangjing security police will give everyone a satisfactory answer. However, I would like to say here to the murderer behind the scenes that I will make you pay a more painful price for all your despicable behaviors today. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, another reporter asked how to compensate the innocent people upstairs. Jiang Chen did not answer. Guan Ku, the president of Sahara Group, hurriedly said, we will compensate in accordance with the government's requirements. You can go to the relevant departments for consultation for specific details. After the press conference, Jiang Chen rushed to the Shangjing Security Police Bureau. Director Wang of the Security Police Bureau personally received Jiang Chen. When Jiang Chen asked about the results of the investigation, Director Wang replied, after various investigations, we have basically locked in several arsonists. When Jiang Chen was asking them why they didn't arrest them, suddenly a police officer ran over. Director Wang, it's bad. Those suspects are all dead. 3 jumped from the building, 2 jumped into the river, and 2 had a car accident. None of them survived. After the police officer finished speaking, Director Wang smashed the cup in his hand with a snap. Investigate. Investigate those big companies that copy diamonds one by one. Jiang Chen looked through the information of several suspects. They were all lazy, gamblers and drug addicts. Obviously, they were just lackeys. There must be a black hand behind them. After coming out of the police station, Jiang Chen went to comfort the families of several victims. After seeing that an employee's child was still in the cradle, Jiang Chen's teeth were chattering with hatred. These beasts forced him to do it. He must make them all die a miserable death. I'm sorry, our Sahara shop will definitely help you raise your children. In addition, these are our intentions, please. After Manager K handed over a box of cash, the young woman who was crying while holding the child pushed the money back. I don't want money, I just want them to die. I will let them pay for their lives. Jiang Chen didn't know what to say. After leaving the employee's home, he went to the Sahara shop. At this moment, the Sahara shop had been burned beyond recognition. Lower the price now. Sahara shop website is selling it, all for 100 yuan each. I'll let them buy it at the bottom. Let's see how much they can buy. Jiang Chen roared, and Manager K, who was wiping tears behind him, gritted his teeth and dialed the number of Mojiang Sahara shop online store. After the call was connected, Manager K gave an order to sell Sahara almonds on the entire network, priced at 100 yuan. Jiang Chen vowed to stop them. 5 minutes after Sahara almonds went on sale, the stocks of ZHU's Pharmaceutical, Sigio Pharmaceutical and several companies that invested in Sahara almonds began to plummet. Ding-ling-ling. Just when Jiang Chen was about to fight back, his mobile phone rang. Jiang Chen opened his mobile phone and saw a photo of Li Yiren. Raise the price up to 2,000, otherwise. It was a threatening text message. Jiang Chen looked at the photo. It was a photo taken secretly in the car. At this moment, Li Yiren was walking on the street. The moment he saw the photo, Jiang Chen hurriedly dialed Li Yiren's phone, and the call was quickly connected. Jiang Chen, I already know about your situation. Are you in Beijing now? I'm already in Beijing. I asked Fatty Wang to pick you up. Hasn't he arrived at Peking University yet? I didn't see him. By the way, let's not talk about it for now. I have something else to do. I'll find you when I'm done. Li Yiren hung up the phone. After hanging up the phone, when Jiang Chen called again, the other end was busy. Jiang Chen was a little anxious. He knew that he couldn't let Li Yiren get involved. After all, Li Yiren was innocent. And he couldn't lower the price either. After all, this group of people killed his employees, and he would definitely make them pay the price. At the critical moment, Jiang Chen called the security police. Whenever we encounter such a situation, the first person to notify must be the security police. Hey, my good friend seems to have been kidnapped. Can you help? Jiang Chen called Director Wang. After hearing the news, Director Wang hurriedly drove over. At Jingnan Hotel, Jiang Chen showed Director Wang the photos and messages sent by the stranger. Director Wang hurriedly asked someone to check the person's phone number. After checking, it was found that it was an internet number, a number that was covered. Jiang Chen asked Director Wang to track down Li Yiren's phone number, but Li Yiren's phone number showed that it was turned off and could not be located. Jiang Chen called Fatty Wang again, but Fatty Wang did not answer after calling several times. Because he was worried about Li Yiren, Jiang Chen hurriedly drove to Tsinghua University. When he arrived at Tsinghua University, Li Yiren was no longer in front of the university gate. At this moment, the strange number sent another photo. In the photo, Li Yiren's hands and feet were tied up, and her mouth was taped. She was lying in the back seat of the car and struggling constantly. If you don't raise the price within 5 minutes, I will kill you. After seeing the text message, Jiang Chen called Fatty Wang again, and this time the call finally got through. Fatty Wang, what are you doing? Where's Yiren? Brother Chen, she was kidnapped. I know. Didn't I ask you to pick her up? What's going on? Jiang Chen said angrily, and Fatty Wang said in a low voice, I know, Brother Chen, I came here and met my comrade in arms. He was driving for the boss. We chatted for a while waiting for Li Yiren. He said that their boss was going to kidnap a girl, Li Yiren, so I asked him to be an undercover for me. After Fatty Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen asked him where he was, and Fatty Wang said that he was driving with them. Jiang Chen was relieved to know that the person was not lost. He forwarded the mobile phone MMS to Director Wang, and then sent Director Wang a license plate number, and the police cars were dispatched. Outside the 5th Ring Road, in the abandoned cement factory, a Volkswagen car drove slowly over. As soon as the car drove into the cement factory and the car door opened, a group of security guards suddenly rushed out of the factory building. The security guards pointed their pistols at the kidnappers. The kidnappers hurriedly tried to pull Li Yiren as a shield. Boss, we've been betrayed. The younger brother who was driving said this. He reached out and took out a dagger and put it against Li Yiren's neck and then shouted, let my boss go. Otherwise I will kill her immediately. After the younger brother said this, the leading police officer waved his hand hurriedly, and all the police officers stood still. Release the hostages, you can't run away. Stop talking nonsense. Let them go quickly. Otherwise I will kill her immediately. Boss, you guys step back and climb over the wall. Xiao Xiang, good job. You are worthy of being a soldier. You are so loyal. Let's go. You hold on. I will take care of my sister-in-law. Their boss was a man in his 30s, with a full beard and a strong body. He was obviously a martial artist. Several people were retreating while talking. Seeing this, the police officer shouted to the driver's brother, put down the hostages, you can't get away. Several police officers shouted and chased after them. The driver's brother held Li Yiren hostage and retreated to the wall. The two kidnappers jumped over the wall and climbed over it and walked away. After the robbers left, Xiao Xiang raised his hands, and several police officers hurriedly pulled the panicked Li Yiren back. Chapter 307. It's time to solve the case. Go and catch them. Xiao Xiang shouted at the police officer. A police officer looked at him and said, they can't get away. Are you the undercover driver? Xiao Xiang nodded. When he was in front of the gate of Peking University, Xiao Xiang was driving a car to wait for his boss. He met Fatty Wang, who persuaded him to turn over a new leaf, and then helped him and his family immigrate to the grassland scenic area. So Xiao Xiang acted as Fatty Wang's undercover. At the same time, when the two robbers climbed over the wall and landed, the ground on the other side of the wall slipped, and the two were pulled to the ground by a net. Then Fatty Wang, Jiang Chen and several security guards rushed out at the same time. Don't move. As soon as the security guards finished shouting, Fatty Wang and Jiang Chen had already rushed up and started beating them. Although the two guys were martial artists, Jiang Chen had a system to strengthen his body, and ordinary people couldn't beat him at all. We surrender. We surrender. We'll all confess. Stop beating us. It hurts. It hurts. Jiang Chen beat a robber until his head was dented. If the guards hadn't stopped him, he would have beaten him to death. Take them away. Several guards took the two robbers to the yard, and Director Wang and others came over. After the guards pressed the two robbers to the ground, Li Yiren saw Jiang Chen coming to rescue her. She pouted and burst into tears. Jiang Chen walked to her side, hugged her, patted her back and said, "It's okay, it's all over. Who told you to do it? Tell the truth, or I'll kill you." Fatty Wang grabbed a robber's ear and asked. Jiang Chen hurriedly shouted to Fatty Wang, "Fatty, let the guards interrogate them. After all, they were all ordinary people, and they had no law enforcement power." Director Wang walked to the guy with a dented head and said, "Tell the truth. You can't get away with this kidnapping. Tell the truth, and try to get leniency. Otherwise, you know the consequences." After Director Wang finished speaking, the guy lying on the ground who was almost beaten to death knew that the situation was over. He sighed and said, "It was Leaping from the Li family who paid us to do this. She asked us to wait at the gate of Tsinghua University and Peking University, saying that a girl would get in the car later, and then." After the two of them finished speaking, Director Wang looked at Li Yiren, who nodded and said, "Well, I received a call from my aunt at the gate. She said that my father had a car accident and asked me to take the company car at the gate and hurry over. Damn it. That bitch. She didn't even let her own niece go." When Jiang Chen heard that it was Leaping, he really wanted to strangle her to death. "I'm afraid this matter is not that simple. By the way, since we have found the hostage, now is a good time to use the same trick against them." After Director Wang finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. So after some discussion, Jiang Chen replied to the account that sent him the text message. "I won't lower the price. If you want to kill her, then go ahead." Jiang Chen replied, and soon he received a reply. "Okay, you'd better think about it. I'll give you 1 minute. I'll chop off her hands and show them to you. Remember not to call the police, otherwise you'll have to wait for the body to be collected." After Jiang Chen's phone lit up, the kidnapper's phone also lit up. Jiang Chen took the kidnapper's phone and saw that the kidnapper's phone had also received a text message. "Cut off a hand and send a photo." Looking at those cold words, Li Yiren shook her head helplessly. That was her aunt. These beasts, they don't care about their own families for money. Are they still human? Even Director Wang couldn't stand it anymore. Jiang Chen gritted his teeth and said, "I will make them pay the price. Reply to him and tell him to transfer the money first. The evidence must be solid so that Director Wang can arrest them." After Director Wang finished speaking, the driver Xiao imitated the boss's tone and composed a text message and sent it. Soon the kidnapper's phone lit up, and the phone showed that he had received a transfer of 200,000 yuan. After receiving the money, the kidnapper's mobile phone received another text message. "Do it." Xiao looked at Director Wang, and Director Wang shouted behind him, "Information team, hurry up and Photoshop a pair of hands." The people from the information team came, and they asked Li Yiren to cooperate and take a photo first. Li Yiren was unwilling, and Director Wang said, "If you want to catch the real murderer behind the scenes, you have to cooperate with us. Otherwise we can't guarantee your safety." Li Yiren looked at Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen nodded, and Li Yiren stretched out her white hand. Then the people from the information team tied Li Yiren up again, and then took the axe on the table they had arranged in the warehouse, and put it on Li Yiren's fingers. The picture was quickly made, and the picture was very real. Then they received it with their mobile phones and forwarded it to the strange number. Not long after sending the text message, Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang again. Jiang Chen turned on his mobile phone and received the picture of Li Yiren struggling after his hand was cut off. "Who are you? What do you want to do?" Jiang Chen edited the text message and sent it out, and soon his mobile phone lit up again. "Don't care who I am. Raise the price right now, or I'll chop off her legs. You don't want to see your sweetheart turn into a turtle again, do you?" After the call, Li Yiren looked at the text message. Her cold eyes made people feel distressed. Director Wang, the number on the other side has been tracked, and the location has been determined. Do you want to arrest him now? A police officer came and saluted and reported. Director Wang nodded and said, arrest. Now that there is enough evidence, there are all kinds of evidence, such as witnesses and material evidence. The real murderer can't escape at all. After the arrest order was issued, dozens of police officers soon broke into a villa on the West 3rd Ring Road. After breaking through the gate of the villa, they arrested 3 or 4 members of the Li family in the house. After the arrest, Jiang Chen asked Fatty Wang to send Li Yiren to Sahara town, but Li Yiren was reluctant to leave. She wanted to ask her aunt in person. She just wanted to know whether money or her life was more important. At the Jingnan Public Security Bureau, Jiang Chen accompanied Li Yiren to see the captured murderers. As soon as they arrived at the interrogation room, a shout came from the interrogation room. Let me go. I didn't kill anyone. That's my own niece. How could I kill her? You caught the wrong person. After Li Yiren saw those people through the glass, her legs softened, and she fell directly into Jiang Chen's arms. Along the way, he kept muttering to himself, hoping that the person was not them. But, why? Why did you kill me? Jiang Chen helped Li Yiren up, and Li Yiren rushed into the interrogation room, and roared at Li Ping. Li Ping was stunned when she saw that Li Yiren was intact. You are not. Didn't your hands get cut off? In front of so much evidence, Li Ping lowered her head. She knew that all the sophistry was useless. At this moment, Li Ping looked as hen. Thinking back to her life, she couldn't help but smile bitterly. We did it, Ran. Don't blame your aunt. Being in a wealthy family, we women. Chapter 308. You should have thought of it long ago. In a wealthy family, women are all victims. After Li Ping finished speaking, Li Yiren's second uncle also lowered his head and said, second sister, don't say anything. This is fate. If you want the wealth of the Li family, you have to sacrifice for the Li family. Besides, it's not just one person who is paying. Just half a month ago, his daughter also married a wealthy family in Shangjing. Although the son of that family has a brain problem and is mentally retarded, their Li family has obtained a project worth hundreds of millions of yuan from Dafen Group for this. I want to say it, I must say it. It's all you. It was you who forced me to marry Ren Dongsheng. You forced me to marry him, even though you knew he couldn't have children, just to get the resources you wanted from him. Now his company has closed down, which has humiliated the reputation of your Li family. You asked me to divorce and come back. I came back, and you asked me to trick Ran out again. You are the most vicious people in the world. After Li Ping finished speaking, Jiang Chen realized that she had divorced Ren Dongsheng. Shut up. Do you dare to say that you didn't steal almonds? Our Li family lost all 500 million or 600 million in cash. Do you dare to say that you have no responsibility at all? Li Yiren's second uncle quarreled with Li Ping, but several guards had interrupted them. After the guards took them away, they would face the trial of kidnapping and attempted murder. In the evening, the busy Shangjing could dilute everything. Jiang Chen supported Li Yiren. At this moment, Li Yiren was already mentally distracted. The blow she suffered was too great. This betrayal from her relatives broke the last line of defense in her heart. Yiren, come with me. Let's go to the desert. Although there is no prosperity in Shangjing, there is a quiet place for us. Every day we will watch the sunrise, the cherry blossoms bloom, the sunset, and the night sky. Time will eventually make you forget all this. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Li Yiren nodded. Shangjing, she couldn't stay there after all. When he walked to the door of the police station, Jiang Chen met Lisis, who rushed over in a hurry. Because he ran in a hurry, his clothes were torn. Of course. Lisis ran to Li Yiren. When he saw that Li Yiren was fine, he hugged Li Yiren and burst into tears. Dad is incompetent. It's all Dad's fault. Dad didn't know they would do such a heinous thing. You should have thought of it earlier. When I was born 19 years ago, you should have thought of this day. Li Yiren said coldly. Lisis beat his chest and stamped his feet and said, it's all my fault. I'm sorry for you and your mother. Hit me. Lisis said as he pulled Li Yiren's hand to hit himself, but Li Yiren pulled his hand back fiercely. In her eyes, the Li family was a group of demons who eat people without spitting out bones. Go. After Li Yiren finished speaking, she thought of her mother who died tragically, and she had no more pity for the man in front of her. Help me, of course. Now you have to help dad. Li Yiren turned around and wanted to go with Jiang Chen, but Li Sis knelt on the ground and grabbed his legs. Sure enough, he came here for a purpose. Li Yiren even suspected that he was threatening Jiang Chen with himself. I won't take care of your affairs. From today on, I have nothing to do with the Li family anymore. Li Yiren gritted his teeth and said. Seeing that Li Yiren was desperate for him, Li Sis stood up and said, okay, you said it doesn't matter, so it doesn't matter? I raised you up, and you have to give it back to me today no matter what. And you, if you want to take her away, you have to pay a price. After Li Sis finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at Li Sis, and Li Sis' hand was shaking as he pointed at Jiang Chen. What do you want? You forced your wife to death, and now you want to kill your daughter? Jiang Chen clenched his fists, and Li Sis' arms drooped like a deflated ball. You can take her away, but I can't raise him for nothing. You raise the price of almonds. Just raise it for one night. Let me get rid of the almonds. Let me lose less money, and you can take him wherever you want. After Li Sis finished speaking, Li Yiren looked up, and sure enough, he also followed to pick up the apricots. How much almonds did you steal? Not much. I still have 300 million left. I have already lost 700 million. All the money of my Li family has also been lost. You know, my sister and my brother are all in prison now. I'm the only one left in my Li family. I already owe 2 billion. If I lose the 300 million, even if I sell everything in my Li family, it will not be enough. After Li Sis finished speaking, Li Yiren pulled Jiang Chen away. You can never save such a person. What's more, it was 300 million. Even if you sell your daughter, it is not worth that much money. Ranran, do you just want to see your father die? I will give you my life back. After saying this, Li Yiren turned around and was about to hit the wall. Jiang Chen hurriedly stopped her. 300 million, that's 300 million. Don't ever come to us in this life. Problems that can be solved with money are not a problem for Jiang Chen. After all, money is something outside of the body, but people are different. Okay, I'll just pretend that I don't have a daughter like her. After Li Sis finished speaking, Jiang Chen looked at Guansu beside him and said, take back what he has at 1000 per ball, that's 300 million, no more. Okay. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Li Sis' face instantly changed into a smile. He bent over and ran to open the car door for Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen looked at Li Sis and couldn't help shaking his head. When Jiang Chen and Li Yiren disappeared in the evening sunset, Li Sis stood at the door of the police station and sighed and said, let's go. You can find your own happiness, which is better than anything else. At Jingnan Hotel, Jiang Chen was afraid that someone would have another idea about Jiang Chen, so he asked Wang Pangzi to send Li Yiren to Mojiang overnight. After Li Yiren returned to Mojiang, Wang Pangzi sent her to Muwu Town. Today, Muwu Town is a military stronghold, with soldiers guarding every place. It is no exaggeration to say that it is the safest place in the world. After Li Yiren left, Jiang Chen started to pay attention to almonds again. He knew that this group of people burned his store and killed the people who transported almonds for him. They had only one purpose, which was to prevent Jiang Chen's almonds from being shipped out, so that they could sell the almonds in their hands smoothly. However, Jiang Chen would not let them succeed. How is the online sales situation? In the presidential suite of Jingnan Hotel, Jiang Chen looked at Manager K, who opened his notebook and paid attention to the real-time data. More than 500 boxes were sold today. I looked at the order situation and basically confirmed that there are not many people copying. After Manager K finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. This group of people who wanted to copy at the bottom had long run out of funds. After all, Jiang Chen had cut more than 200 billion from copycats all over the world. Although most of this money was from foreign copycats, at least more than 30 billion was cut from domestic copycats. The money of these investment companies must have bottomed out. In the future, we will open the channels normally to ensure that the apricots can be sold until the next almond season. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and Manager K nodded. Apart from anything else, he still had at least 3 billion almonds in stock, which was more than enough for Chinese cancer patients to eat every day. Chapter 309. Come out and confront me. After the online channel of Sahara shop was opened, a group of people from the Almond Association could not sit still. In the conference room of ZHU's pharmaceutical headquarters in Beijing, dozens of members of the Almond Association sat in the office with dead faces and did not speak. Those who could enter this office were those who had invested at least 1 billion yuan. This time, leases did not come. What should we do? Sahara almonds are now sold for 100 yuan every day online, and they are never sold out. We have no idea how many almonds they have. You agreed to let me sell the goods yesterday. Why are there still so many people selling on the black market? If you all sell together, they will know that we can't hold on any longer, and no one will buy them at all. What if we don't ship the goods? We owe the bank more than 3 billion. Do you know how much the interest is every day? Now we can't even sell one for 80 yuan on the black market. I don't care. I'll list them for sale for 51 now. I'll make as much money as I can. Buy for 2,000 and sell for 50. I never lost so much when I was copying garlic. Can copying garlic be compared to this? How much does it cost to buy out garlic? But what about this? A group of people started arguing. ZHU Kun looked at his mobile phone. The stock of ZHU's pharmaceutical has been hitting the limit for 4 consecutive days. Now people are selling as soon as the market opens. In just 4 days, their company's stock has shrunk by more than 10 billion. Be quiet, now we have no way out. Do you believe that there are tens of millions of apricot trees in the death desert? After ZHU Kun finished speaking, a group of people shook their heads and said, I don't believe it. Even gods can't grow 10 million 100-year-old apricot trees in the death desert in a month. Besides, these apricot trees must have been transplanted. Can there be 10,000 100-year-old apricot trees in the whole of China and the whole world? After Liu Fang finished speaking, several other people nodded and said, that's right, this is not scientific at all. I asked someone, and he only has an apricot valley there. It is estimated that there are only a few thousand apricot trees at most. An apricot tree can only produce more than 70 apricots. Even if there are 10,000 trees, there are only more than 700,000 apricots. He is now selling hundreds of millions of almonds. Where do these almonds come from? After ZHU Kun finished speaking, a group of people followed suit and said, does the president mean that he made fake almonds? It can't be fake. I suspected it a long time ago. I specially asked the hospital to test it. The almonds he sold to us are all Sahara's almonds. The medicinal ingredients that inhibit the spread of cancer cells are the same. Don't we have the final say on whether it's fake or not? Find some trolls, find some media that want money, post questions online, and say that their almonds are fake, and that they are all almonds from other places, that they wrestle here. Will anyone buy their almonds? After ZHU Kun finished speaking, a group of people suddenly realized, yeah, why didn't I think of that? Then we can take the opportunity to sell the almonds. This is much better than your stupid idea of burning down Sahara's shop. After a group of people finished speaking, they quickly started to move. At night, Sahara's almonds were still selling well, and no one was interested in the almonds on the black market. Just when Jiang Chen was thinking about how to find the murderer, Guan Ku hurried over. Brother Jiang, it's bad. Some media are leading the trend online. After Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly opened Migu News. Sure enough, the news was all about Jiang Chen. Snowflake news. Sahara's shop sold hundreds of millions of almonds and still had stock. An insider revealed that Sahara's shop bought almonds from other places and passed them off as good ones in order to make money against their conscience. It was really shameless. Liu Wang's economic view. Can tens of millions of apricot trees be planted in the death desert? The answer is no. Since there are not so many apricot trees, where do so many almonds come from? Sahara's shop, do you dare to come out and explain? In order to make money, they did not hesitate to deceive the elderly with terminal illnesses. Sahara's shop, someone should come out to manage it. New Economic Express, false compassion, false kindness, pretending to give cancer patients a piece of sky, but the result is just to make them die early. Sahara's shop, do you dare to say that the almonds you are selling now are eel? Expert Liu talks about medicine, cancer patients, Hurry up and buy Sahara's early almonds. Those almonds are still useful, and the current almonds are all fake. Shangjing Almond Association. Cancer patients, please buy Sahara's early almonds. We cannot guarantee the quality of later almonds. Jiang Chen was so angry that he laughed at the sight of so many newspapers that he had no idea about. What was even more annoying was that after they started the trend, many ordinary people were still confused by them. No, it seems that it's time to start a live broadcast and fight with them. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen directly turned on the live broadcast. At the same time as Jiang Chen turned on the live broadcast, the entire Chile Live broadcast also began to promote Jiang Chen on all channels. You should know that during this period, as Jiang Chen's negative news increased, their Chile stocks also fluctuated. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. The reason why I started the live broadcast today is very simple. I just want to challenge the several media outlets that reported falsely about me on Migu News. Please hurry up and go to the live broadcast room. I want to talk to you in front of the national audience. Today I'm putting it here. If your report is true, I will kill myself immediately, but if you have received money and deliberately discredited me, please let the people of the country make a decision for me. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room exploded soon. Jiang Chen is already a top live broadcast star, and he is always polite. This is the first time that he has started a live broadcast to specifically diss someone. Moreover, he is now on the top of the wave, so soon his live broadcast room has tens of millions of people coming to watch. Song Yai, I know that the anchor is absolutely innocent. Today's highlights. Anchor, we will be your witnesses. Please ask those media to come out and confront them face to face. Migu News, in the spirit of being responsible for this platform, we have notified the relevant media. If they do not respond, we will forcibly sanction them. Big Brother, walk slowly. 6666, Migu, the conscience of the industry. Snowflake News, hello everyone, I'm the person in charge of the Snowflake News. We wanted to contact you, but we couldn't. Now that you come out, it's just right for me to interview you in front of the whole country. He smile. The Snowflake News is out. You ask quickly. All of us in the country are judges. Whoever is fake today, we, the people of the whole country, will kill him immediately. The scenery is infinitely good. I have organized people to the door of the Snowflower newspaper. As long as the Snowflower newspaper accepts money and makes false reports, we will immediately rush in to smash the store and beat people. He is from the desert. We have also controlled Leo Wang's economic studio. It's time to reveal the truth. The helpful Zhao Huang. We have blocked the clinic of expert Liu. Village Grass. The Jingnan Hotel has been blocked, and the anchor can't escape either. After a group of people left messages, tens of thousands of 66s were sent out. Snowflower newspaper. You said that Sahara shop bought almonds from other places for money and sold them as good ones. It's really despicable. Well, let me ask you now, what evidence do you have that I bought almonds from other places and sold them as good ones? Chapter 310, unless you can buy the earth. Facing Jiang Chen's questioning, the Snowflake newspaper naturally had no evidence, otherwise they would have met at the Industrial and Commercial Bureau. Why would they be arguing here? Snowflake newspaper, we just heard it. We didn't say you must have changed. Heard it? Haha, a simple sentence of hearing it can ruin the reputation of my entire Sahara shop. Tell me, did you hear it, or did you say it yourself? Since it was heard, who did you hear it from? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the Snowflake newspaper didn't speak for a long time, which made a group of netizens anxious. Mayoda, hurry up and tell it. Isn't it enough to just say who you heard it from? Me and my motherland. Damn, what are you reporting about what you heard? Aren't you misleading people? Kitty, I also heard that your mom had an affair with a black man and gave birth to your dad. Damn. Brothers, let's beat him up. The scenery is infinite. We have already started. We checked his bank card and he received 100,000 before the report. He just confessed that someone gave him 100,000 to slander the anchor. Kung Fu Monkey. Damn. Beat him to death. And smash the store. Migu News, we have blacklisted the Snowflake newspaper and reported it to the relevant departments. Our Migu platform has always had zero tolerance for people who spread false statements. like the sea and a wave. Migu 666. Old Wang's economic view. Can tens of millions of apricot trees be grown in the death desert? The answer is no. Since there are not so many apricot trees, where do so many almonds come from? Sahara shop, can you come out to explain? In order to make money, you don't hesitate to cheat terminally ill elderly people. Sahara shop, someone should come out to manage it. Jiang Chen read the report of Old Wang's economic view. After reading it, Jiang Chen looked at the screen and asked, Old Wang's economic view, can so many apricot trees be grown in the death desert? Have you come to see it in person? How do you know it is negative if you haven't seen it? You didn't even look at it and ask me to explain it. Why don't you open your dog eyes and take a look before letting me explain it to you? After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Old Wang's economic view quickly responded. Old Wang's economic view, can things be grown in the death desert? Haha, everyone knows that nothing can grow in the death desert. If it can grow anything, why is it still called the death desert? Where are you? I'll take you to the Mojiang desert right now. I'll let you see with your own eyes whether there are 10 million apricot trees in my apricot orchard. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon someone responded to him. Starlight Ocean, 10 minutes later, in front of the Jingnan Hotel. We'll go with you to verify. Big brother slow walk, that's right, let's go verify together. Someone just happened to say that the almonds you later sold were fake. Why don't you prove it to everyone in person? Okay, I'll broadcast the whole thing live. By the way, New Economic Express, didn't you say that the almonds I sold were fake? Come on, you guys come too. I'll pay for the tickets, and if you lie, I'll ask fans all over the country to beat them up whenever they see them and smash the mouths of these liars so that they won't fucking think of telling lies for the rest of their lives. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and soon the fans also caught several people from the New Economic Express, and at the same time, Liu, the expert who slandered Jiang Chen, was also brought along. Late at night, a plane took off from Jingnan Airport. Before dawn, they arrived at Fangchun International Airport. It was already dawn when they rushed from the airport to the Mojiang Bermuda Scenic Area. In the early morning, there were still no less than 5 million people waiting in the live broadcast room. Soon, the media followed Jiang Chen's live broadcast all night. We are now in the Bermuda Scenic Area. This is the Mojiang Desert. Do you have any objections? Jiang Chen said as he pointed the camera at a dozen black people. They looked at the rough desert and nodded one by one. Yes, this is indeed the death desert. Let's go, Jiang Chen said, and took a dozen people on a bus to the Xingyilan. After arriving at the Xingyilan, a dozen self-media looked at the endless apricot forest in the desert and could not see the edge. They were stunned. This is the Xingyilan. Are these apricot trees? You guys open your dog eyes and look clearly. After Jiang Chen said this, several people got off the car. A dozen self-media got off the car and walked to the apricot trees. They looked carefully and found that the apricot trees growing in the sand were indeed century-old apricot trees. Yes, it's apricot trees. Several self-media have been completely convinced since they set foot on the land of Mojiang. Looking at the wide road and the tall giant cactus, they knew that they might really fail this time. Okay, since it is confirmed that it is apricot trees, then get on the bus and count them for me later. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he took dozens of fans on the bus. The bus drove from the east of the apricot garden to the west. It took a full half an hour for the bus to drive from the east to the west. During this half an hour, this group of self-media kept looking at both sides of the window. Indeed, outside the window were mountains and plains of apricot trees. Old Wang said, the economy, tell us, are there 10 million apricot trees here? Yes, there are. Old Wang said, the economy, and lowered his head. As soon as he finished speaking, Jiang Chen turned the camera to the New Economic Express and expert Liu, and both of them lowered their heads to admit it. I'm going to tell you the truth here. I have at least hundreds of millions of apricot trees in my entire apricot forest. I've harvested at least 700 million or 800 million apricots this year. You say I'm selling fake almonds now? Jiang Chen finished speaking. Dozens of fans had already rushed over and pinned those guys to the ground and started beating them. The fans were very violent. They had long hated people who reported false things online, so who would be lenient? Don't beat them. Don't beat them. We don't have the power to enforce the law. Leave it to the police. Guan saw that the fans were going to beat someone to death, so he hurriedly led the security guards to pull them apart. After the fans were pulled apart, more than a dozen self-media had been beaten and covered in blood. Jiang Chen called the director of Yi City, Li. An hour later, Li led his men to arrest more than a dozen self-media. After several people were arrested, Jiang Chen looked at them and asked, "Why are you smearing us online now? Who instructed you? Are you an accomplice of the people who set fire to my Sahara shop?" After Jiang Chen finished speaking, several self-media saw that the matter was going to get out of hand, and this was a border area. They might be framed as arsonists, which is a death penalty. I said, the people from the Almond Association gave me money, and they asked me to post articles to discredit you. I don't know the arsonists at all. Me too. I also took money from the Almond Association. After a group of self-media finished speaking, Jiang Chen had already vaguely known the clues. Seeing that the matter had been asked, directly wanted to take these people away, and Jiang Chen nodded. Before leaving, Jiang Chen turned around and called Manager K. They wanted to sue the Snowflower newspaper, the New Economic Express newspaper, and Expert LIU and other self-media. He wanted to use legal means to make these people pay the price they deserved. Manager K asked the legal department of Sahara shop to sue these self-media for the time being. Since Jiang Chen came to Mojiang, he wanted to let dozens of fans come to see his almond warehouse as witnesses. This also happened to tell the world that, if you want to copy my Sahara's almonds, unless your money can buy the entire earth, otherwise, I will make you pay, and your whole family will die. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 311. Call him a hero. If there were no tenants in this world, then houses would only be places to live, and countless young people would have a warm home. If there were no people who copied garlic in this world, garlic would only be a condiment, and the New Year's table would have many new delicacies. If no one copied almonds in this world, almonds would only be medicine, and they could save countless broken families. But this is only if. However, Jiang Chen wants to use his own strength to tell them that, if you want to copy, just come, copy against your conscience. After all, you will die without even the last bit of conscience left. This is my almond warehouse. I have 10 such warehouses in the development zone and 20 in the bonded area. They are all almonds, at least 1 billion almonds, and another 2 or 3 billion almonds are being transported in little by little from the scenic area. I would like to ask you to taste my almonds to see if there is any difference before and after. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he unpacked 2 bags of almonds that were processed when they were just taken down from a warehouse, and then went to the bonded area to get a bag of freshly processed almonds. After dozens of fans tasted them, they shouted at the camera, "There is no difference. They look and taste the same. They are all Sahara's almonds." Friends, please remember that Sahara's almonds are inexhaustible. If you have cancer, go to Sahara's shop to buy almonds. Don't go to the black market. The black market is hyped up by capitalists. The effect is the same. After the fans finished speaking, Jiang Chen said to the camera, "From today on, all patients, listen carefully. My Sahara shop group can supply all year almonds. All almonds are reduced to 2 yuan each, so don't buy them on the black market. If there are still people who want to copy the almonds, look at the warehouse behind me. Can you copy them?" After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the online reports were overwhelming and filled the entire network. New highlights. It turns out that he is a real hero. We have been bullied by copycats in this world. Finally, someone stood up to avenge us. Daily news. So many of us misunderstood him, but he didn't come out to defend himself. He knew that only by defeating the copycats can patients eat truly cheap anti-cancer almonds. What's wrong with calling him a hero? Ordinary life, he is a hero. If it weren't for him, our Mojiang and Yi city would have been swallowed by the desert. Wan Xiaobi, I have said long ago that he is a good man. He will never raise the price to make money from us ordinary people. Cold heart, and Sahara's employees are so happy. When other companies are born, the bosses are shirking their responsibilities. Only Sahara can let the deceased leave in peace. For this reason, I decided to join the tour group of Xinmui Travel Agency. I support you. Smiling, we wronged you. I also signed up for a trip. It is said that when Jiang Chen finished broadcasting his almond warehouse, the apricot copyists were desperate at this moment. They never thought that Jiang Chen actually had so many apricots. The apricots they copied were just the tip of their iceberg. Boss, the stock market collapsed. Our pharmaceutical company is completely blind, and the price of almonds has dropped to 2 yuan. All our almonds have gone to our grandmother's house. You should go abroad to hide. Fuck. How can there be so many apricots? Pack up and go to the airport immediately. At noon, after Jiang Chen arrived in Shangjing, the medical community in Shangjing had changed. Brother Jiang, check the news. At Jingnan Hotel, after Guan Ku finished speaking, Jiang Chen hurriedly took out his phone and opened Migu News. Business Daily, the latest news. The Almond Association was shut down by the Beijing Security Bureau. According to statistics, 2/3 of the country's almonds are hyped and used by the companies of the Almond Association. Time News, ZHU's pharmaceutical, which hoarded almonds, has seen its stock price collapse. Now the ZHU group has lost nearly 5 billion yuan for hoarding almonds. ZHU Kun, the head of the ZHU group, was arrested on a flight abroad. He is also suspected of the Sahara shop burning case and the killing of the same-day delivery courier. At present, the police revealed that ZHU Kun is also suspected of many economic cases. In addition, 3 years ago, he hired a killer to kill the president of Mingda Pharmaceutical. I'm afraid that ZHU Kun will face the death penalty this time. Beijing News, Sijiu Pharmaceutical, Mangrove Investment and many other companies have declared bankruptcy and have now entered the bankruptcy auction process. In addition, the controlling shareholders of Sijiu Pharmaceutical and many other companies have been arrested by the Beijing security police. It is reported that they are all suspected of the Sahara shop burning case and the killing of the same-day delivery courier. The case will be tried soon. New Chu News, after the president of ZHU's pharmaceutical was arrested, ZHU's group held an emergency press conference. The president of ZHU's group said that he would never protect ZHU's pharmaceutical. Currently, ZHU's pharmaceutical has also entered the bankruptcy auction process. Jiang Chen was stunned after reading the news. He never expected that the Wei Police Department would solve the case so quickly. Just as Jiang Chen was sighing, the Wei Police Department called him. Jiang Chen saw that it was Director Wang's call, and he hurriedly picked up the phone. Hey, Director Wang, has the case been solved? Solved. This morning when you were live, the chairman of Dafen Group committed suicide by jumping off a building. Before he committed suicide, he wrote a letter of repentance, confessing that the Almond Association hyped up almonds and killed couriers and Sahara employees. We have arrested the controllers of the Almond Association companies. Thank you. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Director Wang said, it's all what we should do. By the way, the higher-ups asked us to resolve this matter quickly and eliminate the impact, so the trial will be held the day after tomorrow, and you can come to listen then. Jiang Chen declined Director Wang's invitation. During the 3 days in Beijing, Jiang Chen handled the aftermath for the families of the employees who died, and then reselected the address for the new Sahara shop, and then entered into the intense decoration. On the 3rd day, Jiang Chen had returned to Mojiang. In a sea of cherry blossoms that were about to wither, Jiang Chen saw Yi Yiran, who was so thin that it made people feel distressed. Yi ran. They tried it. Jiang Chen walked to Li Yiran and sat with her on the wooden steps. Li Yiran gently leaned her head on Jiang Chen's shoulder. Jiang Chen opened Migu News. Legal Daily, challenging the authority of the law will only bring the judgment of the law. The case of the Li brothers and sisters jointly killing their niece was tried in Shangjing today. The Li brothers and sisters confessed, and the court will announce the verdict on a later date. Daily news commentary. The highly watched Sahara shop burning case and the same day express murder case were sentenced today. The presidents of many listed companies were sentenced to death for suspected murder and arson and illegal business operations by violent means. It is reported that Zhu Kun, the president of Zhu's pharmaceutical, was sentenced to death for committing multiple merger and acquisition murders, and the execution was suspended for 2 years. Human life is precious. Anyone who deprives others of their lives for personal gain is the most despised person in this society. After Zhu Kun and others were executed, people all over the country celebrated joyfully, because it was not just one person who fell, but a group that destroyed society by copying things. At least the execution of these people made it easier for people all over the country to celebrate the new year without worrying about you. Chapter 312 Public Enemy. When Zhu's pharmaceuticals declared bankruptcy, a company with a market value of billions collapsed. This was nothing to others, but it was a huge blow to Zhu's business empire. At the headquarters of Zhu's group in Shangjing, in the evening, after the neon lights came on, the conference room was filled with Zhu's family members. Zhu's group had never held such an urgent meeting. I called everyone here today, just to tell you about our group's business. At the head of a round table sat a man in his 50s wearing a suit, a crew cut, and a slightly enlarged belly. Uncle, what's the matter, that you called us here? Need I explain? It must be something about my uncle's pharmaceutical company. I told him a long time ago not to fry almonds, but he wouldn't listen. Now he's lost his life. Will you die if you say less? We are all family members of the Zhu family. Why don't you hope for the best? It's not that I don't hope for the best. I hope he can make more money and I can get more dividends at the end of the year. This is his own choice. Okay, stop talking. Now is not the time to call you here to argue. You all have seen that the guy named Jiang Chen has caused us to lose billions. Now we have to find a way to deal with him. After the old man finished speaking, the man who had been arguing just now stood up and said, Uncle, I can't help you with this. I'm in charge of the mall business. I'm not competing with him. No, then no. What are you saying? There is no competition? Second uncle, leave this matter to me. My Ray of Sunshine travel agency has already defeated him badly. Next, as long as our Zhu family supports me, I will go on mergers and acquisitions. When my travel agency becomes the strongest in the country, I will make sure that there will not be a single tourist in his scenic spot. By then, without tourists, he will be finished. After a young man stood up in the most inconspicuous corner of the conference room, a group of people sneered at him when they saw that he was the illegitimate son of the eldest son of the Zhu family. I thought it was someone else. It turns out you're a guy from the wild. That's right. You keep saying you defeated Jiang Chen. Haven't you been humiliated by him many times? Don't think of yourself as a member of the Zhu family. We in the Zhu family have never had bastards. You. Me what? If it weren't for you shamelessly leaning on the Zhu family with a ray of sunshine, would you be sitting here? Okay, is it time for internal strife now? Xiana Chang, are you sure you can stop his scenic spot from receiving tourists? After the old man finished speaking, Zhu Chang straightened up and said, yes, as long as second uncle can invest some more money in me, I can merge with Fuchin Travel Agency, and I will occupy at least 3/4 of the domestic market. By then, won't it be a matter of a word to kill Jiang Chen? Second uncle, what did Jiang Chen rely on to defeat third uncle? It was his live broadcast. So, I think as long as we can squeeze him out of the live broadcast industry, then how can he sell his things without publicity? Zhu Ziyuan also stood up. After Zhu Ziyuan finished speaking, the flat-headed old man nodded and said, Ziyuan is right. The reason why Sahara shop is strong is because he can sell things live, and he has fans. So, as long as second uncle can give me some money, I will find a few celebrities to do live broadcasts. I guarantee that I can pull him down from the throne of the #1 live broadcaster. By then, he won't be able to sell his things, and the scenic spot won't be promoted. Let's see how he can be so arrogant. Zhu Ziyuan is not much better than Zhu Kun at this moment. After Zhu Group bought Maoai Live, Zhu Ziyuan served as Maoai's general manager. However, after serving as general manager, although Maoi's stock rose during Yasuan's period, after Yasuan stopped broadcasting, Maoi's stock entered a period of continuous downturn. Jiang Chen is not as weak as we thought. It's not easy to defeat her, so we have to do more than one thing. By the way, I found out that he has 3 companies in the mainland: Sahara Shop, Yunjiniuan Flower Shop, and Xinmui Travel Agency. From today on, the mission of my ZHU group is to squeeze them all out of the mainland. After the second uncle of the ZHU family finished speaking, ZHU Jiang stood up and said, "I said at the beginning that today's flowers cannot be handed over to ZHU Chang. He is just a small gangster who can't read a few words. What ability does he have to manage today's flowers?" That's right, if today's flowers is handed over to Jiang for management, will it lose so much money? Okay, then our newly opened In the Mood for Love flower shop will be handed over to Jiang. We have reached an agreement with France. They will terminate their cooperation with Yunjiniuan, but we will pay the penalty for breach of contract. However, as long as we can get the supply from France, Yunjiniuan will forget about staying in the mainland. After the second uncle of the ZHU family finished speaking, the 30-year-old ZHU Jiang smiled. He had been looking forward to this moment for a long time. Since returning from studying abroad, he has been managing the family business. Now he can finally take charge of it on his own. Don't worry, second uncle, just wait for the news that Yunjiniuan was overthrown by me. ZHU's group is preparing to make a comeback, but Jiang Chen doesn't know it. After Li Yiran lived in Sakura Bay for a few days, Jiang Chen accompanied her every day to talk and chat, talking about her childhood and her life in Singapore and Peking University. When Li Yiran gradually walked out of the shadow, she suddenly decided to continue to complete her studies and then return to the desert to help Jiang Chen. Jiang Chen didn't want her to go back to Beijing, so after thinking about it, he decided to let her study abroad at Harbin University in the United States. It happened that the Harbin Botanical Research Institute called him a few days ago and said that they would arrive in Mojiang in the fall to carry out plant research. So after asking Li Yiran for his opinion, Jiang Chen called Harbin University. Things went very smoothly. Jiang Chen decided to open all the plants for the Harbin Botanical Research Institute to study, and at the same time, he also gave Li Yiran the opportunity to study abroad. In early November, it was already late autumn in the mainland and late summer in Sahara. Jiang Chen sent Li Yiran to Shanghai and then took a flight to study at the University of Harbin in the United States. At the same time, the first group of experts from the University of Harbin also arrived in Mojiang. After Jiang Chen settled them in Mojiang, he began to think about where to build a research institute for them. The early morning of late summer was a little chilly, and Jiang Chen got up early and began to study the location of the University of Harbin Research Institute. Now Jiang Chen controls 3 plots of land: the Grassland Scenic Area, the Bermuda Scenic Area and the Wooden House Town. Of course, there is also the Mojiang New District, but it is in the new province after all, and Jiang Chen is not going to build a research institute in a place he can't control. Let's build it in the Wooden House Town. These experts need protection, otherwise they can't run around in my scenic area. Also, since they are in my scenic area, it won't work if they are killed by monsters in the desert, so let the garrison in the Wooden House Town monitor them. Oh no, protect them. Of course, more importantly, there are many idle houses in the Wooden House Town, which can be used by them. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen drove straight to the Wooden House Town. After arriving at the Wooden House Town, Jiang Chen drove around. He decided to choose a dozen villas for them to be their research institutes on the west side of the western home of the Wooden House Town. These dozen villas were close to the golf course. I heard that foreigners like to play this thing. After selecting the address, Jiang Chen drove directly to Mojiang and asked workers to build a wall, gate and gate post for this small manor. The gate and wall took a week to repair. After repairing the gate, Jiang Chen went to the military camp to drop a squad of soldiers to guard their safety and monitor this group of people. After the soldiers arrived, Jiang Chen called Guan Ku, who sent a truck to transport all the research equipment of Harbin University to the Harbin Botanical Research Institute. After everything was transported, Jiang Chen went to Fangjin Airport to pick up the experts. More than 10 days ago, this group of experts came to Yi City and heard that the research institute was not built, so they went back. Now it's time for them to go to work. Chapter 313, An Incredible Country. At Faenjin Airport, a big-nosed foreigner led a team of more than 20 people and walked towards the outside of the airport. Several foreigners kept arguing as they walked. Watrafak. Digger right fan. Although Jiang Chen's English was not good, he was a student of Peking University and Tsinghua University after all, so he still understood the discussion of several people. Yes, the man behind the big nose was cursing that Sahara sent him to the Sahara Desert. He said it was a joke. The Sahara Desert was a dead desert. How could there be plants? The big nose replied to him that he would go to the place and see first. If there was nothing, he would leave immediately. Several people walked to Jiang Chen while talking. Although they doubted him, Jiang Chen still stretched out his hand. Welcome to Mojiang. I'm Jiang Chen, the person in charge here. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the big nose did not stretch out his hand. He put his hands in his trouser pockets and looked down at Jiang Chen and said, "Oh no, Orientals like to play tricks. Don't lie to us later, otherwise, don't blame me for being rude." Obviously, these people seemed to be exposed. They were used to the superiority of white people, so many of them looked down on yellow-skinned people. Jiang Chen looked at the big noses and sneered, saying, "You can go back. I won't spoil you here." Jiang Chen didn't send people to study his plants. His plants were the most advanced future technology, so he didn't need to kneel down and beg Lao Mi. Besides, the Chinese had been kneeling for a long time, and it was time for them to stand up. Jiang Chen turned around and left. As soon as Jiang Chen left, the dozen or so Sahara leaders who came to meet him left without saying a word. That's right, they didn't beg these foreigners to come. Look how spoiled they were. Wodzefuk. The foreigner behind the big nose spread his hands after saying that. You know, they are the world's top botanists. No matter where they go, they are worshipped by others. This is the first time they have been defeated. Wait a minute, I'm their leader, and I'm also the person in charge of their coming here. Now that we are here, let's go and take a look. A petite yellow man walked out of the crowd. He had a bookish air. Although his voice was not loud, it was full of power. Let's go and have a look. If there is nothing, we can just leave. Big Nose also realized his recklessness. He looked behind him. After he finished speaking, the dozen people behind him relaxed their shoulders and said they didn't care. Jiang Chen looked back at the group of people. He wanted to refuse them, but refusing them would make him look petty. After all, his scenic spot had to be bigger and stronger. If he couldn't build the scenic spot into a super metropolis, how could he support him to plant land deep into the Sahara? Brother Jiang, let them see that we have the strength and we are afraid of not slapping their faces. Guan Ku stood up to persuade him. After all, this was the first time for foreigners to come to Sahara. Sahara's future was limitless. If they wanted to turn Sahara into a world-class metropolis, they could not do without these outstanding talents. Although they were a little arrogant, who was not arrogant? Okay, I'll take you to see. In Sahara, no matter who it is, arrogant and rude people should get out of here. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, several foreigners also showed disdain on their faces. After all, as plant experts, they would never believe that the Death Desert had grown grass. Jiang Chen and more than 20 old Americans took a bus to the scenic area. As soon as the bus reached Route 1, a wide road appeared in front of everyone. At the same time, dark green desert cacti appeared on both sides of the road. Looking at the desert cacti that stretched into the endless sea of sand outside the window, everyone in the car stood up instantly. Desert cactus? How is this possible? Doesn't it live in South America? They are all going extinct in South America, so why are there so many here? Let's get off the bus and take a look. If this kind of cactus can survive, it can help us humans resist the attack of the desert. Several old Americans were about to get off the bus, but the driver interrupted them. What's so good about a few cacti? Hurry up and sit down. It's 200 miles to the scenic area. After the driver said that, he stepped on the accelerator and the bus drove towards the desert. Walter? 200 miles? Isn't this an experimental base? After the foreigner mind said that, he looked at Jiang Chen, who had already closed his eyes. The bus was running wildly on the road, sometimes going over the hillside, sometimes rushing into the valley. What surprised the Americans was that the road was so flat that they could not feel any bumps. Have they caught up with us in road construction technology? The American man with glasses and backpack said. The American foreigner shook his head and said, impossible, they will be 100 years behind us. Jiang Chen couldn't help but shook his head. It was absolutely no problem for him to be 100 years ahead of you, American. However, they like to brag, so let them brag. When the car arrived at the Bermuda scenic area, it passed by a sea of roses. Although the roses had withered, the rose trees all over the mountains and fields instantly attracted the attention of the botanists from Harbin University. Then, what are there? Roses? How is it possible? There is not even water in the death desert. How can there be roses? Oh, damn. Why do they make so many plastic roses and put them there? Just for them to look good. They just like formalism. In some places, they paint the hillsides to make them green. This is an incredible country. How much money do so many fake roses cost? How much money do they have to spend to save face internationally? A group of people couldn't help but shake their heads and sighed as they talked. The team leader was a little embarrassed when he saw this. In order to ease the displeasure of Guanku and others, the team leader hurriedly said, have we arrived at the laboratory? Not yet. It will take another half an hour. Oh, damn. How much money did they waste to build the road? It is impossible to grow anything in the death desert. It's all in vain. After the big nose finished speaking, Jiang Chen suddenly changed his mind. He looked at the driver and said, go to Zinglin. Go around Zinglin to the grassland, and then go to the wooden house town from the grassland. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the team leader asked in some confusion, go to the grassland? This place is tens of thousands of miles away from Meng City. Why do we have to go back? The car drove along the east outer ring road from the Rose Scenic Area to the Grassland Scenic Area. The watermelons on the outer ring road had been harvested. The staff of the scenic area were constantly knocking the watermelon vines on the ground into trucks. They wanted to take the watermelon vines to the garbage disposal plant. What are they doing? Are there watermelon vines over there? Oh, it's really a formalistic place. The media is right about them. The car passed the lavender manor. The lavender was also harvested. The flower farmers were harvesting lavender flowers. After processing, these flowers will become lavender spices. Lavender spices are now very popular. Passing the lavender manor, Jiang Chen suddenly thought of something. Now that the lavender has been harvested, it means that the lavender scenic area will be closed. Chapter 314. Get lost. It seems that it is time to rearrange the scenic area, but what makes Jiang Chen headache is that the system does not give him new seeds now, and he has no way to arrange a new scenic area. Even lavender is fake. Such artificial scenic spots deceive tourists to come and see. Will anyone really be fooled? Oh, Megao, there are so many tourists over there. Are they crazy? Several foreigners said they're in confusion and regret, and a group of Sahara executives smiled, but did not say a word. In the eyes of the Sahara people, this group of people is as ridiculous as they look at yellow people. When the car arrived at the grassland, looking at a grassland scenic area connected to the horizon, if it were not for the roof of the car, the big noses would have gone to the sky. Oh, Megao, crazy, absolutely crazy. Leaving the grassland scenic area, the car passed through the west outer ring road. When passing by the apricot garden, looking at the century-old apricot trees all over the mountains, they have become numb. Then the car arrived at the Western Avenue, and then slowly drove into the easternmost part of the Western Home Villa district. After getting off the car, several foreigners looked at the wooden villas one after another, and they were surprised. Oh, I have to say that, although they like to fake things, this road is built in a crooked way, and this house looks great. This is your research institute. You can take a look for yourself, and you can leave if you are not satisfied. Jiang Chen said coldly, and several foreigners looked up at a high wall and a tall gate. On the gate was written in Chinese, Harbin Institute of Botany. The foreigners shook their heads and said, no, no. After the foreigner in checkered clothes said a few words to the team leader, the team leader looked at Jiang Chen and said, Professor Bob said he was very dissatisfied with the school gate and asked to change it to American characters. In addition, the electric grid on the wall and the guards at the door should also be removed. They need absolute freedom. After the team leader finished speaking, Jiang Chen smiled and said, "Then tell them that they can go away." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the team leader's face turned pale. That's right, this is the first time they have seen a place that does not value talent so much. You know, these are the world's top professors of botany. The leader wanted to argue with Jiang Chen, but a blue-eyed professor saw the green lawn on the roadside and couldn't help sighing. There's fake grass everywhere. How much money has been invested in this scenic spot? After saying this, the blue-eyed professor deliberately lowered his head and plucked the grass on the ground. The grass broke when he plucked it. Looking at the broken grass in his hand, the blue-eyed professor was stunned. "Oh, Megao, this is all real grass. I can't believe it, but it's all real grass. This is the death desert. It's the death desert. How can grass grow in the death desert? This is not a magic trick. All of this is real. Wait, this grass is real, and the grass on the grassland is real too? The apricot tree is real too? And lavender? This is simply subverting the whole world." The surprise of a group of foreigners is hard to express. Yes, they have devoted their lives to studying plants that can adapt to the desert, but they have gained nothing. But today, so many living plants are growing in the desert. How can they not be surprised? As long as we find out the genes that make them survive, we can change all the plants. Will the desert continue to invade human homes by then? I can't wait to get started, guys. Oh, is my laboratory built? Guys, it's time to declare war on the desert. I think we will become famous, guys. After several foreigners finished speaking, the big-nosed foreigner stretched out his hand towards Jiang Chen. "Incredible, you did it. This is such a magical place." Jiang Chen put his hands in his pockets. He looked at the foreigners and snorted coldly and said, "Here, forget your reputation. You are just an elementary school student here. Just focus on your research and extend your hand when you are worthy of shaking my hand." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he turned around and got on the bus. The team leader looked at Jiang Chen's back and said, "Then what about our food and accommodation? Hello, I'm the supervisor here. We have prepared your apartment for you. In addition, as for food, we have arranged a special chef for you. You can rest assured to enjoy the most natural food. Do we have to stay here every day? From Monday to Friday, you will do research here. On weekends, the bus of Sahara Tourism College passes by here. You can take the bus to Mojiang or Yishi for shopping for free, but you must return to the institute before Sunday night. Otherwise we will deport you. What if I need to make a phone call? What if we need new research equipment? Contact me and I will help you solve it. This is a kind of house arrest. If you want absolute freedom, you can leave now. If you want to stay, you must abide by the rules and regulations here. No one has privileges. Okay, guys, let's get started. The villa inside looks good. I wonder if there is electricity here. Oh, it would be terrible if there is no electricity. I can't use my computer equipment. Don't worry, we have electricity here. Oh, excuse me, is it solar power generation here? I can't see where the solar panels are, and I can't see where the cables are. Several foreigners were talking as they walked. When they walked to the laboratory, the computers in the laboratory had been turned on, and more than a dozen assistants were debugging the equipment there. Looking at the laboratory in the brand new villa, several foreigners were completely convinced. After Jiang Chen settled the botanists from the Botanical Research Institute of Harbin University, he drove back to Mojiang. It was already November. Although it was still late summer in Sahara, Jiang Chen knew that the year was coming to an end. The end of December was the time for him to pay back the money. He still owed Guaki Bank 20 billion and Mojiang County more than 60 billion. Moreover, it was the end of the year and he should fulfill his promise to the president of Sahara Hospital and invest 10 billion to build the world's most advanced cardiology laboratory. Money, this is another 80 billion. It's really a headache. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his cell phone rang. It was Guanku, the president of Sahara Group. "Brother Jiang, the Lavender Manor scenic area will be closed in the next few days. We had a meeting today. We discussed whether our Bermuda scenic area can be temporarily closed. Today, the Bermuda scenic area can no longer gather enough attractions for 2 days. In this case, they can only change the tour time to 1 day, but if it is 1 day, it is not cost effective for tourists to come so far. Moreover, reducing the ticket price will also damage the brand of the Bermuda Scenic Area. Therefore, after the Sahara group held a meeting, everyone decided to temporarily close the Bermuda Scenic Area and now focus on the Grassland Scenic Area, which can at least last until winter. When winter comes, they will open the Wooden House Town Scenic Area, so that their scenic area can continue to attract tourists all year round. Chapter 315 Super Expensive New Seeds. Speaking of closing scenic spots, Jiang Chen shook his head. You know, the Guillain Hay Scenic Area, Crescent Bay Scenic Area and other scenic spots in Bermuda Scenic Area are very famous scenic spots. Once such scenic spots are closed, they will lose at least several million yuan a day. More importantly, if the scenic spot is closed, then they will have many workers who have nothing to do, and Jiang Chen has to pay them wages. Don't close it yet, the new scenic spot will be opened soon, wait for my news. Jiang Chen's scenic spots are all under military management. All scenic spot staff and tourists take fixed routes. They are not allowed to go to other places, so they don't know what is outside the scenic spot. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen prepared to plant a wave of zinnia seeds. There was no way, he had to do something. After all, in order to create this little land, he invested a lot in the wind and sand land. At least the money of the wind and sand grass that easily cost tens of billions must be earned back. Ding dong. System prompt. The number of new tourists in the scenic spot has exceeded 20,000, and the player has obtained a new seed. Oh my. Is it necessary to be so timely? Jiang Chen was just about to plant zinnias, and new seeds came. Since there are new seeds, who will create the same scenic spot? You know, there is already a sea of zinnias in the Wooden House Town. Look at what seeds it is. Jiang Chen said as he clicked on the seed grid. The seeds given this time were not building material seeds, but ordinary seeds. It looked like a small flower. This flower is a bit like zinnias, but much lighter than it. Although the color is not bright, it has a kind of green flavor. Seed introduction. Desert autumn flower seed. Buds are just formed. Lotus forest waves. Autumn flower dyes gold. Plum reflects snow fragrance. Autumn flower is also called Persian chrysanthemum. It can live in the most difficult environment and bloom the most spiritual flowers. Task reminder. Plant a sea of desert autumn flowers. Desert autumn flowers. 6. Autumn flowers bloom in late summer and early autumn, just enough to fill a big gap in my scenic spot. See how much autumn flowers are selling. Jiang Chen said, and clicked on the price reminder. Price reminder. Desert autumn flowers are sold by mu, and 1 mu of desert autumn flower seeds costs 350,000 yuan. Oh, it's really expensive. If this kind of flower is planted in my hometown, 1 mu of land will cost at most a few hundred yuan. Here, 1 mu of land costs 350,000 yuan, and this kind of flower sea will not show any effect, even if you plant dozens of mu of land. At least 100 mu is the starting point, and this 100 mu is 3.5 million yuan. 100 mu is not enough. There are too many people coming to the scenic area now, so the scenic area must be large to make every place uncrowded, and turn the scenic area into a sea of flowers. This can attract enough people. Jiang Chen said that he was ready to plant 500 mu of desert autumn flowers directly. After all, the colorful and fairy-like desert autumn flowers will definitely become the most beautiful scenery in early autumn. Which one? Jiang Chen has no shortage of money, and he has no shortage of land. After thinking about it, Jiang Chen decided to build a desert autumn flowers base to the north of the poppy flower sea in the northwest of the Bermuda Scenic Area. He did it as he said, and Jiang Chen drove directly to the northwest. After rushing to the Qiang base, Jiang Chen directly purchased Qiang seeds worth 3.5 million yuan, and then planted them in the northwest near the outer ring road with one click. After a golden light landed, more than 500 acres of desert Qiang soon grew out. From a distance, the Qiang flower sea is as vast as the grassland, and the big Qiang flowers are like dots of colored pen paintings in the grassland. They are the beautiful queens in late summer, and it seems that all the flowers at this moment are her foil. Jiang Chen walked to a Qiang flower. The blooming Qiang flowers at this moment are colorful and charming. white, pink, rose red. The big ones are like a child's palm, and the small ones are less than 1/3 of it. Most of them have fully bloomed, and the shape is like a flower disc, which is slightly thin. There are obvious stems on the petals, with some fine teeth on the top, and the core is golden yellow, like a small sunflower. Such colorful flowers float on the green vines, really like a fairy's skirt. It's so beautiful. Once this scenic spot is open, I don't believe that the Bermuda scenic spot can't be saved. Of course, the opening of a new scenic spot requires publicity and popularity, so Jiang Chen decided to start another live broadcast. First to promote his new scenic spot, and second to promote the newly harvested desert lavender. Before promoting the scenic spot, Jiang Chen first improved the roads, built roads, installed street lights, and then built a special wooden house in the Cosmos Chrysanthemum scenic area. In the past few hours, Jiang Chen directly spent nearly 200 million yuan. However, as long as the Bermuda scenic area can maintain operation, the 200 million yuan can be earned back in a week. After creating the autumn lily flower sea, Jiang Chen started live broadcasting directly. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. After Jiang Chen turned on the live broadcast, he automatically entered the recommendation list. Through the recommendation, Jiang Chen's live broadcast room soon came in a large number of fans. Caterpillar's home, hello, Anchor, what are you broadcasting today? By the way, first of all, I want to thank you. Your almonds have saved my second uncle's family a lot of money on buying anti-cancer drugs. Big pancake, yes, thank you very much for your efforts. When you could have made a lot of money, you chose to think about the patients. You are really conscientious. Wind blowing, just for this, I will be your fan for life. By the way, what live broadcast will you bring to us today? Little Swallow, host, do you know? Mayo Olive has signed a star in the past 2 days, and will start broadcasting soon. It is a female star, very beautiful. Now the whole network is promoting it. You have to prepare in advance. Little Wolf Dog, yes, Mayoa has obtained financing again. This time, it directly signed a third-tier celebrity. She is really good looking. I suggest that the host broadcast live every day, so that he can defeat her. Broadcast every day. Where do I have the time? I have an important task to save mankind. It doesn't matter. I don't broadcast live to be the #1 live broadcaster. I broadcast live, just to introduce my scenic spot and the healthy food I produce to everyone. That's all. News from the market. Haha, do you look down on people so much? Weird Wolf, don't lead the rhythm. Don't even think about hyping up that third-tier celebrity here. Spark, host, ignore them. Start live streaming. What miracles will you bring us this time? Indeed, Jiang Chen didn't need to pay attention to them. After all, Jiang Chen's main task was to promote his own scenic spot. Today I'll show you a new scenic spot. I'm in the desert cha-cha dance. There's only so much stuff in the desert. We've long been tired of it. Go to Mayoa Live. The stars invited by Mayoa are starting to broadcast. They are so beautiful. Lulu Fan Club. Everyone, go watch Lulu's live streaming. Lulu's first show. Absolutely stunning. I heard there's a gift draw today. It must be good. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. I just like Lulu. Chapter 316. The next person standing on the roof is you. A group of fans set the pace. When a group of people heard that the big star Lulu was broadcasting live, many of them didn't know what Lulu was filming at all. But when they heard that it was a star, a group of people followed and went to watch the excitement. So soon, the popularity of Jiang Chen's live broadcast room began to drop madly. Okay, let's continue the live broadcast. Today I will bring you the Qihang Flower Sea Scenic Area, also known as the Cosmos Chrysanthemum Scenic Area, which is about to open in our Bermuda Scenic Area. This scenic area covers an area of 500 acres and is planted with blooming Qihang flowers. Let's not talk nonsense and go with me to see it, Jiang Chen said, and directly aimed the camera at the Qihang Flower Sea that covered the mountains and plains behind him. It must be said that one Qihang chrysanthemum is spectacular enough. Tens of millions of Qihang gathered together are more like countless fairies competing for beauty in the mortal world. Caterpillar, wow, it's really beautiful. Especially that sandhill. The Kilang is like a fairy's floral skirt splashed down. It's really spectacular. Moat. The Anchor's desert always brings us surprises. Leoniu. What a magical desert. It can actually grow such beautiful autumn lilies. I won't say more. Let's go and support it. I haven't been to the scenic spot since it opened. Big watermelon in the ancient city. Host, do you still have watermelons? I still want to eat watermelons. It happens that our company is closed next Tuesday, so we organized a group of brothers to take a walk, eat watermelons, and then go to the grassland scenic spot to swim and look at the clouds in the sky. There are still watermelons, but we have to hurry up. It will probably be sold out soon. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of tourists became happy. Very silly and naive. Are there still watermelons? That's great. It's cold here. It would be great if we could go boating in the grassland river and eat watermelons now. Jiangnan Night Beauty. Yes, I also want to go to the grassland scenic spot. By the way, host, is there anything fun in the Bermuda scenic spot now? Jiang Xianmeng. Host, do you have a place to stay in the autumn lily scenic spot? Last time, a friend said that there are villas available in the lavender scenic spot. Is this okay? Speaking of accommodation, Jiang Chen nodded. You know, according to the last statistics, the occupancy rate of villas and buildings in the lavender scenic area is particularly high. A 2-story villa can be rented out for 5,000 yuan a night, and there are always people queuing up every day. A room in a 7-story small building also costs 200 yuan a night. During the entire lavender blooming season, the rent alone brings in millions of yuan a day. Yes, of course, I'll take you to see it. Jiang Chen said as he took everyone to see the villa area in the Kilang scenic area. There are 4 villa areas in the Kilang Flower Sea, and each villa area has about 300 villas. These villas are all single family villas made of wood, which Jiang Chen selected from the seeds of wooden buildings. Look, over there are Persian style villas. There are 1,200 villas in total, with a total of 7,200 rooms. As long as you are a tourist, this place will definitely meet your requirements. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, the tourists who like to live in villas became happy. Devour, that's great, then I'll live in this villa. When I woke up in the morning, I opened the door and saw an endless sea of Persian chrysanthemums, a blue sky, and fresh air. Wow, it's beautiful just to think about it. In the evening, Jiang Chen took everyone to appreciate the sea of autumn flowers and the Persian villa. Jiang Chen's popularity quickly rose to more than 30 million. Although this popularity is not too much, it is barely good. Near the end of the live broadcast, Jiang Chen also deliberately went to see the 3rd-tier star named Lulu. After clicking on Lulu's live broadcast room, Lulu's live broadcast room was very popular, comparable to his own. Hey, let me tell you, I'm a public figure after all. This pair of shoes is only 50,000 yuan. There are no socks that cost 1,000 yuan a pair. I can't afford my feet. Looking at Lulu in the video, she looks good, but this. How dare you show off your wealth with shoes that cost 50,000 yuan a pair. Forget it, such an anchor is destined to not go far. Jiang Chen closed Lulu's live broadcast room after he finished speaking. At 9 o'clock, his live broadcast was also about to end. Old Bean Sprout, what will the host give us this time? Old Meng, if I'm not mistaken, it should be lavender spices. I just came back from a trip to the desert yesterday, and I saw you harvesting lavender. Lotus, does the host sell lavender as spices or lavender oil? We have both. Lavender spices and lavender oil are sold at the same time. You can go to Sahara shop to buy them. By the way, the lavender is also affordable this time. Lavender flowers are 500 yuan per catty, and oil is 100 yuan per bottle. Jiang Chen now makes most of his money on traveling, so these are just his gifts. Therefore, he doesn't expect to make much money from selling these things, as long as he can bring some popularity to himself. Xiaofang, wow, 500 yuan per catty, so cheap. Now other lavenders on the market are also sold for more than 100 yuan per catty, and their lavender is incomparable to desert lavender. Just sprinkle a little bit of desert lavender on the table, and the whole house will be fragrant for several days. Little carp, how do you know? They haven't started selling them yet. Xiaofang, I live in the Lavender Manor Villa. There are flowers in the villa. You can take them away when you leave. By the way, let me tell you, girls buy more and put lavender under your pillow. I guarantee you will have a princess dream every day. Climb that peak. Yes, the scientific research on desert lavender is done by our company. Our research found that desert lavender has a slight sleep-inducing effect. This effect will not harm the body and is not addictive, but it will help you go to the place you want to dream when you sleep. Song of Youth. If you only dream at night, will you feel exhausted when you wake up in the morning? Climb that peak. According to our observation, there has been no such special case yet. The participants in the experiment were in a very good spirits after getting up. They slept very comfortably and at ease. Zio Erlang, I have a hunch that someone will definitely copy the lavender this time. Speaking of copying lavender, Jiang Chen smiled. I guess they still remember the fate of those copycats. Don't worry, everyone. There are so many people who jumped off the building. I hope those who don't want to die miserably will not pay attention to me. Lavender. Otherwise, you may be the next one standing on the roof. Jiang Chen was confident that everyone who tried to destroy the reputation of Sahara shop would die without a burial place, so he gave a warning to those who tried to speculate in Mojiang in advance to prevent them from making mistakes. After talking about the benefits, Jiang Chen ended the live broadcast. After the live broadcast, Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang. It was Rendong Sheng calling him. Rendong Sheng rarely called him, so Jiang Chen hurriedly answered the phone. Chapter 317 ignites the entire China. Brother Jiang, we must go public in the fall. Now, a Ray of Sunshine travel agency is developing too fast. They have received billions of dollars of investment from the ZHU Group. With the strong support of the ZHU Group, they have now acquired 4 or 5 medium-sized travel agencies. They are also negotiating with several large domestic travel agencies. Once they reach an agreement, I'm afraid we will never be able to enter the mainland market again. Rendong Sheng was very anxious. He just called Wang Travel Agency, which is one of the top 5 travel agencies in China. Their strength is about the same as a Ray of Sunshine, but now the ZHU family wants to negotiate with him about the acquisition. Wang Travel Agency controls the tourism resources in the southwest. Once a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency acquires it, then a Ray of Sunshine will control the market in the southwest, which will be the biggest threat to Xinmi. Will going public now curb the development of a Ray of Sunshine? No, but if we go public, we can take advantage of the popularity of the grassland scenic spot and occupy a foothold in the tourism market with Wang Travel Agency through a share swap model. Only in this way can we have the capital to challenge a Ray of Sunshine. Otherwise, after a Ray of Sunshine occupies the national market, all railways and airports will cooperate with them in the future, and then our tourists will not be able to be transported to Mojiang. After Rendong Sheng finished speaking, the airport nodded. Yes, this is the only way. Taking advantage of the current hot grassland scenic spot, if we go public now, Xinmi Travel Agency can still stand firm. Once autumn comes, the grass on the grassland withers, and the scenic spot is gone. Who will still be optimistic about Xinmi Travel Agency if it goes public again? Okay, then you prepare for the launch in the fall. By then, I will have all the scenic spots developed, and the launch day will definitely set off the whole of China. Okay. After talking about work, Jiang Chen suddenly thought of leaping. After all, they were a couple who had lived together for so long. So if Leaping went to jail, Jiang Chen was afraid. Mr. Ren, have you heard about Leaping's situation? There was a long silence on the other end of the phone. After a long time, Rendong Sheng sighed and said, I heard about it. There's nothing I can do. I heard her picking apricots, so I told her that there are so many almonds in the desert that you can't stir fry them at all. But she didn't stop. She thought I was divorced and wanted to take revenge on her. My condolences. There's nothing to mourn. Everything goes with the flow. Our fate has been broken long ago, and I have nothing to do with the Li family. Since the day he was beaten by the old man of the Li family and hospitalized, he has been separated from the Li family. Especially when he was in the most difficult time, Leaping left him lying alone in the hospital. If it weren't for Jiang Chen waiving his medical expenses, he might have died on the street. Well, come on, it depends on you whether we can defeat the ZHU family this time. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen began to think. Since he was going to fight Zhu Chang, he had to do his best. This scenic spot is not enough. We must turn this Bermuda scenic spot into a big garden. In order to turn the entire scenic spot into a garden, it is necessary to increase the number of tourists. Jiang Chen has found a pattern: 20,000 people can unlock a seed, so it is time to increase the number of tourists. Thinking of this, Jiang Chen called Chen Jianzhao. After the call was connected, Chen Jianzhao was still busy in the office. Brother Jiang, when will our new scenic spot be open? We received a notice from the Sand Management Bureau that there will be another big storm in winter. This big storm will be mixed with ice and snow and sweep across the entire northwest. This will be the largest winter storm in history. I'm afraid we will have to evacuate at that time. So before evacuating, we have to attract more tourists and try to pay off the debt. After Chen Jianzhao finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Yes, Jiang Chen had also seen this winter storm in his grandfather's desert diary. The storm occurred on the 102nd day after they entered the desert. On that day, the desert, which was originally sunny and windy, suddenly had sandstorms. The sandstorms carried icicles all over the sky, and half of their expedition team died on the spot. Later, they hid behind the carcasses of camels and survived. However, the storm lasted for a short time, otherwise they would not have survived, even if they hid behind the iron wall. The new scenic spot will be open soon. By the way, advertise it. Now, if you come to the desert for tourism, the houses in the Lavender Manor and the yurts in the grassland are all half price for 1 month. 1 month later, autumn will begin completely. Autumn is the flower season second only to spring, so Jiang Chen must seize this opportunity. At the same time, he must use this autumn to successfully list Xinmui Travel Agency. Okay, got it. After the Lavender Manor and yurt accommodation were half price, they really attracted many tourists. People from Xinjiang, Gansu, Qinghai and even Sichuan drove to travel here, so Jiang Chen's scenic spot instantly became popular again. At the beginning of the National Day holiday, within 3 days, Jiang Chen's tourists exceeded 20,000. For this reason, the airport and high-speed rail station temporarily opened many flights and trains to transport all the tourists. At night after the 20,000 tourists, Jiang Chen's mobile phone rang. Jiang Chen turned on his phone, and it was indeed a message from the farming app. System prompt: players complete the 20,000 tourists task and get a new seed. Seed introduction: desert pink millie-grass. The herb is a perennial warm season herb with a plant height of 30 to 90 centimeters and a width of 60 to 90 centimeters. The top is arched, and the green leaves are slender. The top has cloud-like pink flowers, and the flowering period is from September to November. The flowering period in the desert is from November to January. Planting in patches can present a spectacular view of the pink cloud sea, with excellent viewing effect. Oh my god, pink muley grass? Isn't this a popular grass on the internet? It's so beautiful when planted in large areas. Jiang Chen said this, as if he saw the effect of the explosion of the Bermuda scenic area. At that time, tourists came in droves, and he had to count his money until his cramps cramped. Look at how much it costs per acre. I don't have anything else in the desert, but a lot of land. As long as it's cheap, I can plant 10,000 acres. Jiang Chen clicked on the price introduction. After he finished speaking. Price reminder: pink millie grass can only be used for ornamental purposes, and its value is not high, so the price is cheap. Pink millie grass costs 10,000 yuan per acre, and there are discounts for many varieties. Damn, there's still a discount? Pink millie grass, a top quality grass, only costs 10,000 yuan per acre, and there's still a discount? Wait, why didn't your crappy system ever give me a discount when I planted other things? I've bought hundreds of millions of apricot trees, and you never gave me a discount of $2. System prompt: the price of apricot trees has bottomed out. The flowers of the apricot trees can be sold for tickets, the fruits can be sold and eaten, and almonds also have anti-cancer effects, so they cannot be discounted. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 318 Dangerous Winter Storm. After the introduction of the system, Jiang Chen was puzzled. It didn't matter if there was no discount. Anyway, the plants he got were sold for extra money, just like sunflowers and lavender. Just selling melon seeds, lavender spices and lavender oil could make back the cost. Since there is no extra income, let's plant 2,000 acres. Jiang Chen started to calculate. It only cost 20 million to plant 2,000 acres of pink mealy grass, which could make back the money he earned from tourists in a few days. Where should I plant it after I buy it? Jiang Chen looked at the map and saw a large open space at the original sunflower garden. The sunflower garden had been empty since the sunflowers were harvested, so it was just right for planting pink mealy grass. Moreover, if pink mealy grass was planted in the sunflower garden, Guanyin Mountain, Bermuda Lawn and Crescent Bay would be connected together. Plant it there. Jiang Chen did it right away. He drove directly to the sunflower garden and planted more than 2,000 acres of pink mealy grass there. After the grass was planted, it was still very green and grew very tall, and it had not turned red yet. After planting pink mealy grass, the grassland scenic area welcomed a huge surge of tourists the next day. The tourists who drove in blocked the Yewu Expressway toll station. At noon, Guanku called and said that the expressway was blocked for more than 40 miles. Many large trucks transporting almonds and cement from Sahara were stuck on the expressway, which seriously affected the normal operation of Sahara Group. After Jiang Chen drove to Mojiang Expressway, the expressway was already crowded with private cars. Groups of private car owners were sweating in the hot autumn sun. No, there are more and more cars behind us. If the traffic jam continues, it will not only delay the tourists' travel, but also delay our Sahara from making money. After Guanku finished speaking, the manager of Xinmui Travel Agency in Mojiang hurriedly called again and shouted, "Brother Jiang, someone has posted a lot of bad reviews on our travel agency's official website, and someone is leading our rhythm on Migu News. We have to quickly solve the problem of tourists not being able to enter." Jiang Chen opened Migu News and found that many people were leading their Xinmui Travel Agency's rhythm tourism event. Today, the Mojiang grassland scenic area was overcrowded. Tourists were stuck on the highway and didn't even have time to spit. Tourists said that this was the worst trip they had ever experienced. New scenic spot recommendation. If the problem of congestion can't be solved, why do we still let everyone go on a self-driving tour? Tourists' time is precious. Just wasting a lot of time on the road is simply a waste of tourists' lives. Travel Agency Weekly. Xinmui Travel Agency's bus was stuck on the highway, and thousands of tourists were unable to travel according to the scheduled time. Now Xinmui Travel Agency's reputation has collapsed, and it may follow the footsteps of Xianan Travel Agency. It's urgent to solve the congestion. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. That's right. After the scenic spot opens in autumn, there will be more people at that time, and this road can't block his way. Go to the county to find Jiuo Keming, Jiang Chen said, and drove Guanku to the county. When he arrived at the county, Jiuo Keming was meeting with various bureaus, and they were conveying documents from the province. Hearing that Jiang Chen had something urgent to talk to them about, Jiuo Keming hurriedly paused the meeting, which happened to be related to Jiang Chen. "Zhao Jiang, you came just in time. Sit down and listen." After Jiuo Keming finished speaking, Jiang Chen did not rush to sit down. He looked at Jiuo Keming and said, "Brother Jiuo, help me solve my problem first, and then I will sit down and listen." "What's so urgent?" "The highway is blocked. I want to ask if the toll can be temporarily cancelled." "Don't worry, I will pay for the highway." After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Jiuo Keming asked the Road Management Bureau, and then he frowned and said, "Zhao Jiang, don't worry, leave this matter to me." After Jiuo Keming finished speaking, he took out his mobile phone and dialed the provincial phone number. Jiuo Keming is now a famous person in the province. Now the tax paid by Sahara Group is nearly 10 billion a year, which is more than many new provinces and cities. Therefore, Jiang Chen is his great god of wealth. Time passed little by little, and after a few minutes, the provincial government called Jiuo Keming back. Jiuo Keming held the phone and nodded his head in thanks. Zhao Jiang, the provincial government has replied. Li Sheng attaches great importance to your matter. He has notified the highway administration. Now all highways in Mojiang are open to the public for free. Jiang Chen was very excited. You know, as long as the highway is free, the congestion problem will be solved quickly, and the tourists' experience will be better. Of course, more importantly, free highways will save tourists a lot of highway fees. If they save money, more people will be willing to come. Thank you. Don't be happy so early. The provincial government has notified that it will be free until the winter sandstorm arrives. When the sandstorm arrives, all highways will be closed. In addition, since you are here, the Sand Management Bureau has a document. Let's sit down and listen together. After Jiuo Keming finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. After Jiang Chen and Guan Ku sat in the conference room, Jiuo Keming read out the document jointly issued by the Sand Management Bureau, the Shangjing government and the new provincial government. After research and decision by the Sand Management Bureau, the Shangjing government, and the new provincial government, a strong cold wind will blow from the Sahara desert in March. This will be the strongest sandstorm since the desert entered Mojiang, and humans may not be able to resist it. Therefore, it is recommended that Mojiang, Yi City and other new provincial cities and counties adjacent to the desert evacuate in an orderly manner before the end of March. The resettlement work will be the responsibility of the new provincial government, and the principle of resettlement will be adopted to arrange to Qinghai province and Gansu province. After Jiuo Keming finished speaking, a group of people became nervous. You know, this strong winter storm is the most terrifying existence in the world. March of each year is the time when the wind and sand are the most violent. China calls it the spring storm, and Mojiang calls it the winter storm. This storm has existed since ancient times. When the Sahara desert had not annexed Central Asia, this spring storm could blow to Shangjing, not to mention that the Sahara desert has now annexed Central Asia. What should we do now? After Jiuo Keming finished speaking, a group of people began to argue. We can't evacuate. Mojiang has just started to improve. If we retreat now, we will definitely not be able to come back. That's right, we can't retreat. We will live and die with Mojiang. We must evacuate. This is the strongest winter storm predicted by the Sand Management Bureau, and it was this strongest storm that caused the country of Tajikistan to suffer a devastating disaster last time. That's right, they kept defending their homes and kept giving advice, but as a result, tens of millions of people died in the winter storm. We can't retreat. If we withdraw from Mojiang today, we will have to withdraw from Qing province tomorrow. If we keep withdrawing like this, where can we retreat to when we reach the sea? That's right, this is our Great Wall. We have to defend it. No, we can't joke about the lives of hundreds of thousands of people in Mojiang. A group of people started arguing, and Jiuo Keming looked at Jiang Chen and said, Zhao Jiang, what do you think? Now it is the last moment for Mojiang. Every decision they make is not only about Mojiang, but also about the magnificent mountains and rivers behind Mojiang. You go, we Sahara group will stay. If we survive, you can bring the people back. Chapter 319. You guys should retreat if you want to. Even if it is the strongest winter storm, what can it do? Does Jiang Chen have any choice? His life belongs to the desert. If he leaves the desert, he will die. Therefore, holding the system, Jiang Chen can only bite the bullet and fight the winter storm to the end. Jiang Chen told his decision. Jiuo Keming nodded and said, well, we always retreat blindly. When we have no way to retreat, we will lose our homes forever. Therefore, organize the people to retreat, and the party members will stay with me to defend our homes to the death. After leaving the Mojiang County government, when Jiang Chen drove back to the Yawu Expressway, the expressway toll had been cancelled, and one car after another slowly drove towards the plain scenic area. Jiang Chen looked at the cars from all over the country. They came from hundreds or even thousands of miles away to support him. Jiang Chen was a little moved. President Guan, we don't have much time left. We should recruit as many tourists as possible. We must save enough money to withstand this winter storm. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guan nodded and said, Brother Jiang, I have a suggestion that I haven't mentioned yet. Seeing so many tourists from other provinces driving here today, I think it's time for us to change our rules. What rules? Our grassland scenic area is open for 2 days, and the ticket price is 5,000 yuan. In fact, there are so many attractions in our grassland scenic area that they can't play in 2 days. So I think, if we can allow these self-driving tourists to play in the scenic area without time limit, they can have more fun. After Guan finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. He also had this idea. You know, his scenic area is as large as half a county, which can accommodate hundreds of thousands of tourists. Moreover, they are driving for self-driving tours, and they all bring their own tents. They can camp and rest anywhere on the grassland, and they can also see the starry sky of the grassland at night. This is definitely something that every tourist envies. Issue a notice that self-driving tourists who buy tickets to the grassland scenic area can play for up to 4 days. Okay. After the manager called the Sahara Animal Husbandry Group, the Animal Husbandry Group put up a billboard at the door. From now until the spring sandstorm arrives, self-driving tourists can go on the Yawu Expressway for free. In addition, the tour time is adjusted to 2 to 4 days, and the ticket price remains unchanged. After the big sign was put up, many tourists who had just arrived at the entrance of the scenic area were so happy that they almost drove their cars away after seeing that they could play for 2 more days. You know, they came all the way here just to have fun. There are so many attractions in the grassland scenic area, and they can sleep well. They want to stay here every day and not leave. The days passed quickly. 2 days passed in a blink of an eye. Jiang Chen's phone rang again. Jiang Chen turned on his phone and the system gave him another willow verbena seed. The flowers of this willow verbena look like lavender, so Jiang Chen replanted them in the lavender manner. After planting the verbena, it was soon mid-November. The midwinter of China was coming, and the late autumn of the desert was coming soon. Autumn is one of the seasons with the most flowers, and it is also the best time to travel. So after discussion, Jiang Chen decided to let Xinmui Travel Agency go public in late autumn. After the decision, Jiang Chen began to rebuild and upgrade the scenic area. First, he had to build enough tent hotels in the Bermuda scenic area. At the same time, his basic hotel was also built and began to enter the trial operation. In mid-November, Jiang Chen's scenic area was upgraded. Jiang Chen built tens of thousands of tent hotels in the lawn scenic area of the Bermuda scenic area, and then planted more than 30,000 wooden villas in the 100,000 acre pear garden scenic area. All these preparations were in preparation for his upcoming autumn campaign. After finishing the wooden house, Jiang Chen's cell phone suddenly rang. Jiang Chen saw that it was an unfamiliar number. He picked up the phone curiously. You know, not many people know his number. Hello, who are you? Li Yiren went to Harbin University to study. Haha, can't you recognize my voice? This voice was very familiar. Jiang Chen could naturally recognize it. What's your business? Jiang Chen was about to hang up the phone after he finished speaking, and Zhu Chang on the other end of the phone laughed. We are all friends. It's always okay to care about each other. By the way, my travel agency has been listed in the United States. Don't you want to cooperate with the scenic spots in the southwest? Now I tell you, they have all been recruited by me. And winter is coming. Are you planning to take over the Snow Mountain Village? After Zhu Chang finished speaking, Jiang Chen was a little surprised. How did he know that Xinmui Travel Agency wanted to cooperate with the travel agencies in the southwest? And now that China has reached winter, many scenic spots are closed, so many travel agencies are looking to the north. Speaking of the most famous scenic spot in the north, it is the Zushan Village scenic spot in Jilin province. The popularity of the Zushan Village scenic spot is due to a domestic variety show. This is the filming location of the variety show, so it has naturally become a national internet celebrity scenic spot. A few days ago, Rendong Sheng of Xinmui Travel Agency talked to me about this problem. He said that, now that winter has arrived, whoever can take over the Zushan Village scenic spot will be able to make a lot of money in winter. What does it have to do with you? Of course it has something to do with me. Let me tell you, the Zushan Village scenic spot has reached a cooperation relationship with us. Tourists can only go to the Zushan Village scenic spot if they sign up with our travel agency. Other travel agencies have no chance. It's just a scenic spot. Jiang Chen doesn't care that much. After all, when autumn comes to its scenic spot, it is the time to start working hard. I don't care about Snow Mountain Village or not. It has nothing to do with me. Even if you create 100 Snow Mountain villages, I will still make your travel agency suffer. Okay, let's wait and see. Also, I heard that your travel agency wants to go public. Haha, I will get your travel agency out of China in 2 months. In addition, Yi is still alone in the United States. How lonely it is. I heard that black people in the United States are very capable in that aspect. I have found a few black people for you to help comfort her. Don't thank me. We are all friends. It's what we should do. Hahaha. ZHU Chang, you won't die if you don't do it. You pissed me off. After hanging up the phone, Jiang Chen knew that he had to get rid of ZHU Chang, otherwise he might do something else. At the headquarters of A Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency, ZHU Chang sat on the sofa with his legs crossed and looked very proud. Speaking of the current ZHU group, he is the most prosperous one. ZHU Chang dreamed of being recognized by the ZHU family, and now he has done it. In fact, ZHU Chang is also a poor man. He was not born into a wealthy family. He was born in a poor mountain village. He had no father since childhood and the villagers always pointed fingers at him. He dropped out of school when he was less than 10 years old because of fighting. He was a troublemaker in the village every day, making the villagers dare not speak out. His fate changed when he was 15 years old. At that time, his mother was suffering from a terminal illness. When his mother died, he had no one to rely on. Chapter 320 My life belongs to the desert. ZHU Chang was only 10 years old when his mother died. He was a person hated by everyone in the whole mountain village. When other people's weddings were held, he would paste white paper on their doors at night. When other people's peanuts were ripe, he dug up their peanuts at night and threw them all into the river, not to mention those newly grown seedlings, which he trampled to death. So, he was driven out of the whole mountain village when he was less than 15 years old. After leaving the village, ZHU Chang went to the county town. In the county town, ZHU Chang, who had no skills, became a gangster. ZHU Chang began his first wandering life. He collected protection fees with a group of gangsters every day, watched casinos, and even sold drugs. He did all kinds of evil. According to ZHU Chang's later account, he also sold 2 15-year-old students to a mountain man, and the 2 families collapsed for this. Such days lasted for 2 years until one day, a person from Beijing came to the county. This was a big deal. You know, the last time a person from Beijing came to the poor county was 15 years ago. Shang Jingren is a representative of the rich. After hearing that he was staying in a hotel in the county, ZHU Chang and several others decided to make a big deal. After all, the opportunity was rare, so at night they ran to the hotel where Shang Jingren lived and tried to kidnap the Shang Jingren. In the dark, Shang Jingren took out a gun from his pocket, and he frightened a group of gangsters with the gun. Not long after, the lights in the room turned on and the hotel security rushed in. Just as they were about to arrest ZHU Chang, Shang Jingren was surprised when he looked at ZHU Chang. ZHU Chang looked so much like his boss. Shang Jingren thought that his boss was a playboy. Maybe this was his illegitimate child. After thinking about it, he felt that this was an opportunity given to him by God, so he did not choose to call the police, but took him to Shangjing. After ZHU Chang had a paternity test in Shangjing, he found out that he was actually the illegitimate son of the eldest brother of the ZHU family, one of the top wealthy families in Shangjing. After asking carefully, he found out that his mother was a waitress at the county guest house, and that day the eldest son of the ZHU family happened to stay at the county guest house to discuss business. So, the morning sun was bright in Bermuda, the last quiet before the winter storm. Jiang Chen was thinking about whether to arrange for some employees to evacuate in advance when his cell phone rang. Jiang Chen turned on his cell phone and found that it was a message from the desert farming app. It was time for the system to sell him seeds. After all, he hadn't received new seeds for a week, and his number of tourists was definitely more than 20,000. Let's see what kind of seeds it is. Jiang Chen clicked on the new seeds as he spoke. As expected, the new seeds were building materials seeds. A new seed that looked like a windmill. Windmill? What's the use of this? You know, Jiang Chen has a power plant. He doesn't need a separate windmill to generate electricity. Seed introduction. Super windmill seeds. This seed can generate electricity with the help of super strong winds. The stronger the wind, the more electricity it generates. TSK. That's funny. The stronger the wind, the more electricity it generates. A force 10 gale will blow you up into the sky. So Jiang Chen would never buy this crappy seed. System prompt. A force 10 gale will only make the windmill generate more electricity. You're bragging. You're definitely bragging. A force 10 gale will not only blow away a small windmill like yours, but even a building will be blown away. Okay. You dare to brag so much. Let's see how much money you have first. Price prompt. This seed uses alliance steel, which is expensive. It costs 500 million yuan to set up a windmill. Oh my god. A windmill costs 500 million yuan, and it also uses alliance steel. It's really funny. With 500 million yuan, I can buy more than a dozen windmills. Okay. Jiang Chen turned off his phone while talking. After all, he didn't want to waste money. Forget it. It's really a waste of so many tourists to exchange for such a useless seed. After turning off the phone, Jiang Chen called Rendong Sheng. He felt that it was time to talk to Rendong Sheng about the listing. After the call was connected, Rendong Sheng was talking about business, but Rendong Sheng helped to answer the phone when he saw that it was Jiang Chen's phone. Brother Jiang, what's the matter? Next Tuesday, the new Bermuda scenic spot will open, and the Wooden Town scenic spot will also open, so we will take this opportunity to list ours in my travel agency. I have decided on the date, and it will be next Tuesday. Okay, I was just about to tell you that now is the best time for us to go public. After the autumn, when the sandstorm arrives, we will be cold when we go public, which is not an opportunity. After entrusting everything, Jiang Chen decided to find out about his opponent. He opened Migu News and searched for news about a ray of sunshine. The news reported that a ray of sunshine was listed in the United States. Today, a ray of sunshine has obviously become a tycoon in the domestic tourism industry. It controls more than half of the resources in the domestic tourism market. Those famous scenic spots and many airlines have cooperated with them. If they want to sanction anyone, it is just a matter of words. The war will start now. ZHU Chang. I will let you know the consequences of angering me. Time passed quickly, and another week passed in a blink of an eye. During this week, Jiang Chen's scenic spot had many tourists, but Jiang Chen did not receive any seed prompts. It was not until Monday evening that Jiang Chen's phone rang. Jiang Chen was a little surprised. He had at least 70,000 tourists this week. So many tourists would definitely give him a surprise. Ding dong. System prompt. Players will get a new seed after completing the task of 60,000 tourists. Please check the seed pavilion. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed grid, and another building material seed came. The building material seed was the best seed among all his seeds. Very good. Let's see if you can give me a signal receiving station or something like that this time. You know, there is no internet in the scenic spot, which is the most fatal. Today, the world has entered the information age, but his scenic spot seems to still live in the primitive age. Although there are blue sky and white clouds, flowers, grass, and buildings here, there is only no internet. Many tourists complain the most about traveling, that they can't share their feelings about the tour and their photos to their circle of friends or websites. Jiang Chen clicked on the seed grid with a nervous mood. In the seed grid was a seed that looked like a cannon. Looking at the seed, Jiang Chen was sweating. I'm not going to give me a cannon seed, am I? Now is a peaceful era. What use do I have for a cannon? What a rip-off. I have more than 60,000 tourists. At least you can give me a flower seed. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he clicked on the seed introduction. After all, it was a seed given by the system. If he didn't take a look, he would feel a little uncomfortable. Seed introduction. Desert Super Wind Cannon Seed. This seed can blow up a level 10 super typhoon, but this seed requires a lot of electricity. This seed requires 1 million kilowatts of electricity for each launch. Oh my god, my 1 million kilowatt power station is only enough to supply your wind cannon. What's the use of a 10 level typhoon? I'm not a villain. Do you want me to use a 10 level typhoon to blow the whole city away? Jiang Chen suddenly suspected that the system had gone bad. Why did it let him become a villain? Nowadays, people are afraid of typhoons. He actually let him create typhoons. Is he a villain or something? I will never do it. If I'm a villain, I will just pretend that there is no seed. Jiang Chen said, and the system automatically popped up a price reminder. System prompt. This seed involves many patents and requires super steel and super components to be made. Therefore, the price is very expensive. One storm seed costs 10 billion yuan. Chapter 321. He killed himself. Looking at the price of seeds, Jiang Chen just wanted to laugh. You don't want money. I won't buy it. Okay. You want 10 billion. Why don't you go rob? Jiang Chen said, and closed the farming app. The next day was the day when Xinmei Travel Agency went public. In order to build momentum for the news travel agency, Jiang Chen decided to start a live broadcast. In the evening, when Jiang Chen opened the live broadcast room, the popularity of his live broadcast room quickly exceeded 10 million, which surprised Jiang Chen. You should know that he is not the only one in the live broadcast industry now. Mayoal have invited the star Lulu, and its popularity has been rising. And Lulu will start a live broadcast every day, so he has a large number of fixed fans, which he can't compare with. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. Today I will show you my new scenic spot to live, and I hope you can support it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, his live broadcast room soon became lively, and a group of fans left messages one after another, and what surprised Jiang Chen was that the popularity of his live broadcast room soon exceeded 20 million. Kitty loves fishing. Anchor, I have good news for you. Lulu can't start live broadcasting. Looking at the message from Xiaomeo Diao, Jiang Chen was somewhat amused. What did it have to do with him, whether he could start a live broadcast? Besides, Lulu didn't have much hatred towards him. They were just trying to make a living. Big balloon. Yes, that Lulu was too much. She actually made a scene at the airport. A third tier star had to pretend to be a superstar. That's fine. After being arrested, she even said that she needed a pair of socks. Otherwise her 30,000 yuan shoes wouldn't fit her feet. Little Red Riding Hood, with her feet, 500 yuan would be enough. How shameless. But now it's good. She was finally arrested. And I heard that the Beijing General Administration decided to ban her. All artists of this type will be banned in the future. Angel smile. The worst is Mayoal Live. Okay. Mayoal Live spent millions to invite this Lulu. I thought this Lulu would become popular. Now it's good. It's really popular. People all over the country know about it. Youthful years. I heard that Lulu and the CEO of Mayoal seem to have an affair. Did you know that? Mayoal stock is about to collapse. Fortunately, I didn't buy it. Otherwise, I would have made a fortune. Looking at everyone's comments, Jiang Chen thought of that girl. She was indeed a very showy person. Jiang Chen knew that she would not go far, but what he never expected was that she fell in just half a month. Okay, let's not talk about Mayoal's things. Speaking of stocks, I have a good news to share with you. Tomorrow, Xinmei Travel Agency will be listed. I hope everyone can support it. Here I tell you one thing. As long as you buy the stocks of Xinmei Travel Agency, I guarantee that you will make money. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans launched a barrage. Fatty Wang is traveling. Is Xinmei Travel Agency going to be listed? Last time, I signed up at Xinmei Hotel. The service effect was very good in all aspects. If it is listed this time, I will definitely support it. If it is a Sahara enterprise, we will definitely support it. It doesn't matter whether it makes money or not. Anyway, it won't lose too much money. Today's highlights. Mobile news travel agencies are not even among the top 10 in the country. Even if they are among the top 10, their stocks are falling. How can you guarantee that everyone will make money? Today's highlights is indeed right. Now with the intensification of desertification, all parts of China have been affected by wind and sand. Especially in the northwest region, when the sandstorm blows, there is no way to go out, and the transportation is closed. Therefore, the current travel agency business is not doing well. Today's highlights is right. The current travel agencies are indeed falling, but have you ever paid attention to one thing? They are falling because there are fewer and fewer attractions and fewer tourists. But Xinmei Travel Agency is different. Xinmei Travel Agency has never lacked tourists because Xinmei Travel Agency is the only cooperative travel agency of our Sahara scenic area. If you want to come to Sahara scenic area, you must go through Xinmei Travel Agency. I think I don't need to say anything else. Business daily. Now it is winter. Many scenic spots in the north are closed, and even scenic spots in the south are affected. How can you guarantee that you can attract tourists in winter? Daily stock market. Speaking of listed companies, a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency is a hurdle you can't avoid. Now that a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency has won the Snow Mountain Village scenic spot, may I ask if your Xinmei Travel Agency has any scenic spots that can be shown off? After the daily stock market finished speaking, a group of fans also became worried. Yes, they are willing to help Jiang Chen, but this must be based on the fact that they cannot lose money. Winter warmth. Yes, most of the tourist attractions in the northwest are closed now. If you want to compare with a Ray of Sunshine with the scenic spots in the northwest, I'm afraid it will be difficult to win it. You can't win against a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency, so how dare we buy your stocks? Don't worry, since I'll let you buy, I will never let you lose. Since you are worried about my scenic spots, let me take you to visit our main scenic spots in autumn. Oh no, it should be winter. Sahara's autumn happens to be China's winter, so when the leaves of China fall, it is the most beautiful time for Sahara. Jiang Chen decided to lead everyone to visit his scenic spot and let everyone feel completely at ease. Let's go. The first scenic spot I'm taking you to now is our Guanayan Mountain scenic spot. Guanayan Mountain scenic spot is very beautiful both at night and during the day. In the morning, the sun rises from the east, and you can see the morning glow in the sky when you stand in front of the tent in Guanayan Mountain scenic spot. At noon, lying on the grass, you can enjoy the autumn sky and light clouds. Really, especially in the afternoon, the kind of autumn is refreshing and has a kind of desolate feeling, which can especially arouse people's various thoughts. In the evening, the sunset sets, the sunset glow fills the sky, and the thousands of feet of light penetrates from the clouds. The beautiful fire clouds may be everyone's dream. Even if night comes, Guanayan Mountain scenic spot is still beautiful. In the desert night, a crescent moon hangs in the sky, a small star blinks its eyes, and there is a vast wilderness around. This combination of man and nature is the highest realm pursued by mankind. After visiting the Guanayan Mountain scenic spot, Jiang Chen took everyone to the Crescent Bay scenic spot. Crescent Bay scenic area is also open all year round. You can see a golden desert from afar before you reach Crescent Bay. A green oasis in the middle of the desert is particularly eye-catching. Walking on the soft grass in the oasis, looking at a rippling lake, the reeds in the lake are fluttering in the wind. Especially now, in autumn, the reeds have turned yellow, and the white and somewhat transparent reed fluff is reflected in the golden sunset, which is another indescribable scenery. Chapter 322, Internet Celebrity Grass. After enjoying the Crescent Bay scenic area, we drove forward and soon saw a sea of pink. Yes, the desert pink muhly grass was in bloom. The desert pink muhly grass sea of flowers, at a glance, was all pink. One flower here, and one flower there, on the roadside, by the river, by the ditch, wherever you could find it, it was a sea of pink. Hello, everyone, this is the pink muhly grass scenic area. Pink muhly grass is also known as the internet celebrity grass. Everyone has seen this kind of grass, but in this season, I'm afraid only the desert can have this kind of blooming grass. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he couldn't help but indulge in the world of pink muhly grass. This endless expanse of pink muhly grass gave people a huge visual impact. Flying heart, wow, it's so beautiful. I've never seen such a large area of pink muhly grass before. Even in the scenic area, there are only a few acres or a dozen acres of pink muhly grass. The pink muhly grass sea of flowers here must be thousands of acres. Kung Fu Monkey, it doesn't matter how many there are, aren't you surprised? This is really a magical desert. It can grow anything. Just for this magical land, we should go and have a look. Before it gets dark, I'll take you to see other scenic spots. Everything is precious on the day before the listing, including time. Jiang Chen has to introduce all his scenic spots in a limited time so that he can really attract everyone's attention. After leaving the pink muhly grass scenic area, Jiang Chen drove directly to the wooden house town. His wooden house town has not been open for a long time, waiting for this opportunity. After rushing to the wooden house town, the first thing that caught my eye was a wooden house villa hidden in the green grass. The wooden house villa in the West World is an extremely beautiful landscape. There are wooden houses with unique designs and super high technology. This is a place that every rich man yearns for. Jiang Chen walked into the villa. After he shared the color changing glass and solar smart power system with fans, a group of fans were simply stunned. Gorilla, wow, this villa is so beautiful, and it is so high tech. Host, you said that this glass can change color according to the temperature. Let me ask, can we buy this kind of glass here? Train number 1, there are also solar panels that can be used so well. There is nothing in the world. If this kind of panel is used in mobile phones, can the mobile phones be used for a year after a single charge? Fart. This kind of battery should be used in new energy vehicles. Now new energy vehicles are most lacking in this kind of battery. Host, you have to make some contribution to mankind. A group of people launched a barrage, and Jiang Chen just smiled. He also wanted to promote this kind of battery to mobile phones and new energy vehicles, but it only has batteries, and it can't be mass produced. Let's talk about the battery later. I'm now looking for experts and teams. I hope they can study this kind of battery and then find a way to mass produce it. Here I also hope that those world-renowned universities can come to study it. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, many people in his live broadcast room were full of interest. Dangying Xianfeng Automobile. Hello, host. We have established a new battery technology research laboratory in the United States. There has been no progress so far. Can we lead the team to cooperate with you? Yadi Automobile. We invest a lot of money in new energy vehicles every year. If the host agrees, we can cooperate to establish a research laboratory. Now we can set up a new company to promote the results of the research to the world. Qianlong Group. We specialize in custom-made batteries. Our batteries are mainly used in electric vehicles. I hope we can reach a cooperation. Prince University. Our research laboratory was also established quite early. If possible, can we go to the desert to conduct research? A group of universities and automobile group companies sent barrages, which surprised Jiang Chen. He didn't plan to advertise this wave. He just wanted to be polite. But since people asked him, and he didn't give a reply, it would seem stingy. Yes, as I said before, all research laboratories can come to the beach for research. All my life here will serve all mankind. You can negotiate with the Scenic Area Management Office. After replying to them, Jiang Chen led everyone to continue to visit his wooden house town. He led everyone to visit the Ming and Qing dynasty villas, the Qin Palace, and then the stilted bamboo houses. Finally, he took them to visit the Cherry Blossom Lake and the Seven Star Lake. When it got dark, Jiang Chen finally led everyone to visit the wooden house town. After visiting the wooden house town, all the tourists were excited. That's right, they couldn't even dream of such a town. South of Qinling, it's so cool, I definitely want to go to this town. How much does the ticket for your town cost? Prosperous years, is it still the old price? If it's 5,000, I'll consider going to take a look. This scenic spot is so shocking. By the way, does the Qin Palace attraction have a separate ticket? Chang'an Museum. This Qin Palace attraction is very similar. I just took a quick look, and many details are done very well. Let me introduce it to you now. First of all, the ticket price is 5,000 yuan for the wooden house town, just like the other two scenic spots. In addition, after buying the ticket, all the attractions inside are free. Secondly, the Chang'an Museum just talked about the Qin Palace. Here, I will give you a few tickets for free. I hope you will study it carefully. I can tell you responsibly that the Qin Palace is definitely the most unimitation ancient building you have ever seen. Isn't it? Jiang Chen spent 700 billion to buy the Qin Palace. Every brick and tile in this Qin Palace, even a wooden cone, is from the Qin dynasty, and they were completed by Qin dynasty craftsmen. Jiang Chen was very puzzled. How can such things be restored? But this may be the charm of future technology. Peppa Pig, Anchor. The 5,000 yuan ticket you mentioned includes all the Wooden House Town scenic spots such as the Zinnia scenic spot and the Kin Palace scenic spot. I think this Wooden House Town may not be able to be played in 2 days. Yes, everything inside is free. There are many scenic spots in the Wooden House Town, including the Southern Scenic Area, including the Banana Forest Wooden House Town and the Rainforest Street. Of course, there are also Ming and Qing Dynasty villas, locust trees and bamboo forests, etc. These scenic areas are definitely too long to visit in 1 day. The Qin Palace scenic area alone takes a whole day, so the scenic area is open for 3 days. Of course there will be more surprises, which I will announce tomorrow. I hope everyone will pay attention to our listing press conference tomorrow and buy our stocks to support us. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans clicked 666. Indeed, they believed that with Jiang Chen's character, there would definitely be more surprises tomorrow, so they couldn't wait to see tomorrow's press conference. Chapter 323 Kneel down and learn to bark like a dog. After promoting the Wooden Town scenic spot, Jiang Chen turned off the live broadcast. He had to take a flight at 11 p.m. and then fly directly to Shanghai. He had to attend the launch conference tomorrow. After dawn, Jiang Chen rushed to the headquarters of the New America Travel Agency in Shanghai. The entrance of the headquarters had been newly decorated. The press conference was held in the lobby of the headquarters. The media from all over the country came to attend the press conference. The press conference was held on time at 8 a.m. Jiang Chen took the lead in speaking on behalf of the news travel agency. Soon, hundreds of video cameras were aimed at Jiang Chen. Thank you all for coming to the listing press conference of Xinmui Travel Agency. Here I announce that Xinmui Travel Agency will be listed in Shanghai at 9 o'clock. Before the listing, I announce that, in order to support Xinmui Travel Agency, Sahara Scenic Area will launch comprehensive preferential activities. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a reporter raised the microphone and asked, "What kind of preferential activities will Sahara Scenic Area hold?" I also watched the live broadcast yesterday. Many new attractions launched by Sahara Scenic Area will indeed greatly promote the value of Xinmui Travel Agency. However, Xinmui Travel Agency can only send a limited number of tourists each time, which is completely different from a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency. Do you think shareholders will give up a ray of sunshine and choose you? After several reporters asked questions, Jiang Chen took the microphone and answered them one by one. Everyone knows that Xinmui Travel Agency is the exclusive travel agency of Sahara Scenic Area. I don't need to say how popular Sahara Scenic Area is now. In addition, Xinmui Travel Agency will never lack tourists in all 4 seasons of the year, and now we are starting to enter the mainland market, so I believe that shareholders will support Xinmui Travel Agency. Jiang Chen finished speaking, and suddenly someone in the crowd applauded. Looking up, a young man walked in the crowd. He had long hair and wore a suit. He had indeed changed a lot compared to before. Okay, well said, better than singing. Everyone must support Xinmui Travel Agency. By the way, Zio Song also bought 2 shares for me. Okay, arrange it right away. The person who came was none other than Zhu Chang, the owner of Sunshine Travel Agency, the mortal enemy of Xinmui Travel Agency. What are you doing here? Get out of here quickly. Rendong Sheng saw that it was Zhu Chang, and he helped to scold him. Jiang Chen stretched out his hand to stop him. He knew that at this time, he must not chase people away. He couldn't leave a bad impression in front of the media. Boss Zhu, what are you doing here? Nothing. I'm about to sign an agreement with Kaiyanghe Travel Agency. From now on, the tourism market in Kaiyanghe province will be under my control. I heard that my old friend's travel agency is going to go public, so of course I have to come and support it. After Zhu Chan finished speaking, a group of reporters behind him were already going crazy. You know, Kaiyanghe Travel Agency is a boss of Kaiyanghe Province's travel agencies. A ray of sunshine actually merged with them. What does this mean? Everyone knows that this means that a ray of sunshine has controlled 2/3 of the national market. In the future, whether it is spring, summer, autumn or winter, a Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency will have countless attractions. Are you here to support? I think you are here to make trouble. After Rendong Sheng finished speaking, Jiang Chen smiled and said, "It's okay, since we are here, we are friends. Boss ZHU, I advise you to buy more. I guarantee that you will make a lot of money." "Really? I dare not buy more. If I buy more of your stocks, I will have to lose all my money." After ZHU Chan finished speaking, a journalist came up and asked, "Boss ZHU, how do you know that buying his stocks will lose money?" "Need I say that? There are only so many people in his scenic area every day. Even if it is full every day, how much money can he make? Everyone's money is not blown by the wind. So here I remind you, if you want to buy stocks of a ray of sunshine and you will definitely make money." "Bullshit. Who will buy stocks of your a ray of sunshine will lose everything." ZHU Chan, do you dare to bet with me? Today, the stock price of my Xinmui travel agency will definitely go up to the daily limit when it goes public. Let's bet. I don't believe that they will leave the stocks of my a ray of sunshine travel agency and buy the stocks of your small travel agency. What do you think you are betting on? You tell me. Don't say I'm bullying you later. Whoever loses will kneel down and bark like a dog 3 times in front of the national media. Do you dare? ZHU Chang was very vicious. He asked Jiang Chen to bark like a dog in this game that he was sure to win. If Jiang Chen barked like a dog, and on the day when Xinmui travel agency went public, wouldn't a Xinmui travel agency collapse? Brother Jiang, don't. Let's compete. Please be a witness. Just don't regret it later. Okay, our national media will be witnesses for you. ZHU Chang's disruption made the press conference boring. It was almost 9 o'clock, so Jiang Chen had to cancel the press conference temporarily. At 9 o'clock, Jiang Chen and Rendong Sheng rang the bell for listing together. Xinmui Travel Agency was officially listed on the Shanghai Stock Exchange. After the listing, ZHU Chang and a group of media waited at the headquarters of Xinmui Travel Agency to watch the stock trend. ZHU Chang crossed his legs and smoked a cigar, looking at the numbers jumping on the screen, and couldn't help but feel complacent. "Haha, you still want to fight me? Don't you know how strong I'm now? I have acquired 7 or 8 travel agencies, and I control 1/3 of the tourism market. With me here, I don't believe anyone will buy your stocks. When your stocks collapse, I will buy them at the bottom, and then I will make sure that there will be no tourists in Sahara scenic area." After Xinmui Travel Agency went public, everyone's eyes were on the stock price trend of Xinmui Travel Agency. What surprised Jiang Chen was that the stock of Xinmui Travel Agency had just been listed and it actually plummeted. In less than 10 minutes, his stock dropped from 33 yuan per share to 30 yuan. As the stock price dropped, no one bought it, so its price became lower and lower. Looking at the curve on the screen, ZHU Cheo threw away his cigar and said, "How is it? Are you still competing with me? Take a look at our Yiluyang travel agency. This is a bull stock." After ZHU Chan finished speaking, he specially opened the stock of Yiluyang travel agency. Today, Yiluyang travel agency has reached 47 yuan per share. It is already the boss among the listed travel agencies. You lost, and if you lose, you have to fulfill your promise. While everyone is still here, kneel down and learn to bark like a dog. After ZHU Chan finished speaking, several executives behind him also laughed. "Hurry up and learn to bark like a dog. Hahaha, you, a lousy travel agency, still have the nerve to go public in front of our Sunshine Travel Agency. You are simply asking for trouble." A group of reporters pointed their cameras at Jiang Chen. Yes, this is definitely a hot news. Not only did the newly listed Xinmui Travel Agency receive a cold reception, but it also had to kneel down and bark like a dog in front of the chairman of another travel agency on the day of its listing. If this news was reported, it would definitely explode in China. After ZHU Chan finished speaking, Rendong Sheng and others were so angry that their faces turned red, but this was a bet between Jiang Chen and ZHU Chang, and they couldn't do anything about it. "Brother Jiang, you can't bark like a dog. If you do that, our Xinmui Travel Agency will have no chance of recovery." After Rendong Sheng finished speaking, ZHU Chang took out his cell phone, pointed it at Jiang Chen and said, "Come on, kneel down and bark like a dog. I'm going to record you and send it to Li Yiren. I want him to see what's the difference between the man he likes and a dog." After Zhu Chan finished speaking, Jiang Chen sneered. This has just begun. What the hell are you thinking? Chapter 324. They are so brave. Migu News, after clicking on it, is full of reports about Xinmei Travel Agency. Business Daily, Xinmei Travel Agency's listing was met with a cold reception, and its stock price plummeted immediately after listing. Even the legendary Jiang Chen could not save it. Stock market early knowledge, without strong capital injection, it is impossible to support the travel agency. Xinmei Travel Agency is destined to be the cannon fodder of this war. Beijing News early knowledge, the chairman of Xinmei Travel Agency made a bet with the chairman of Yang Travel Agency that, if the stock of Xinmei Travel Agency cannot reach the daily limit today, then Jiang Chen will kneel down and learn to bark like a dog. This is not only a humiliation, but also a conquest. At the headquarters of Xinmei Travel Agency, Zhu Chan took out his mobile phone. He wanted to record Jiang Chen's barking, and Jiang Chen wanted to laugh. It's time to use the big move. If you don't have some skills, who would choose to fight with Yang Travel Agency at this time? Jiang Chen said, took out his mobile phone, and turned on the live broadcast. Before the show was suspended yesterday, he had made an agreement with everyone that when New America Travel Agency goes public, he would broadcast the listing process live to everyone. Of course, he also agreed with everyone that everyone could buy at the bottom at that time, and they would definitely make money this way. Hello everyone, I'm Jiang Chen who loves farming. It is 9:30 in the morning now. New America Travel Agency has officially gone public in Shanghai. Jiang Chen started the live broadcast at the headquarters of New America Travel Agency. A group of media looked at Jiang Chen, and they were also stunned. At such a critical moment, how could Jiang Chen still have the mood to broadcast live? Are you stupid because of losing? Are you starting to play the victim? You actually broadcast live to tell others at this time. You are really thick-skinned. After Zhu Chan finished speaking, a group of executives behind him also laughed. Who in Sahara is not thick-skinned? This is their tradition. Shameful things must be known to the whole world. Jiang Chen ignored Zhu Chan. He knew that they would not be able to laugh later. Mr. Caterpillar, is it already listed? Great. Tell us the stock code quickly. We want to buy stocks. Brilliant Life, the money is ready and will be there soon. Please tell us the stock code. Little confirmation. The anchor said yesterday that he would tell us that the price would definitely increase. Why is it falling so much now? Can you give us retail investors a good analysis? Don't worry, I will explain it to you today. First of all, I want to announce a few things to you. The first thing is that from today on, there is no limit on the time of visiting the grassland scenic area and the Bermuda scenic area. In addition, before the arrival of spring, the tickets for the Bermuda scenic area and the grassland scenic area will be half price. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, a group of fans went crazy. Zio Song eats watermelon. Wow, half price discount. It's great. You can visit the grassland scenic area and the Bermuda scenic area for only 5,000 yuan, which is very affordable. Little monkey, yes, and now there is no time limit. Does that mean that, if I pay 2,500 yuan, I can stay in the grassland scenic area for as many days as I want? Jara, in this way, more people will go there to play. I know that many people don't want to go, because the tickets are too expensive, and it's not cost effective to only play for 2 days. With this price cut, the ticket price is half the price and there is no time limit. There will definitely be a lot of people going there. I will go there, if nothing else says. I'm Gallon. If this is the case, I can already foresee that there will be a queue of several miles at Xinmei Travel Agency. I won't say more. Let's support it first and queue up immediately. By the way, buy 20,000 yuan worth of stocks for fun. Liu loves life. I want to go to the Wooden House scenic spot to have a look. May I ask if there are any discounts for the Wooden House Town scenic spot? Speaking of the Wooden House Town scenic spot, a group of people became interested. You know, Jiang Chen's live broadcast yesterday made his Wooden House Town scenic spot instantly become the most popular scenic spot in China. The Wooden House Town also has discounts. From now on until the arrival of spring, the Wooden House Town can be visited for up to 5 days. In addition, all villas in Westworld, Stilt Bamboo House, and Sakura Bay are 50% off. 5 days is enough time to play, and Jiang Chen is not afraid of losing money. After all, as long as people come to his scenic spot, he will make money, and more importantly, he will reduce the price of tickets, which will attract more tourists. The longer tourists stay in the scenic area, the more money he makes. You know, they need accommodation, which will be a big income, and they also need to eat, which is also a considerable income. His beloved mobile phone. Wow, this is great. You know, this wooden house town scenic area takes at least 5 days to play. This way you can play for 5 days. At least you can save the money for a ticket. If I guess correctly, SYNOPSIS travel agency will definitely explode this time. I suggest everyone to line up now, otherwise you will definitely not be able to line up. The quality of a travel agency depends on whether it has customers. In fact, this is the case for all stores. If you have customers, then needless to say, you will definitely make money. If you don't have customers, you won't make money even if you brag. That's all for the scenic area. I'll repeat it to you. Currently, the grassland scenic area only supports self-driving tourists. The wooden house town and Bermuda scenic area do not support self-driving tourists. At the same time, all tourists need to register through SYNOPSIS travel agency, and self-driving tourists also need to register through SYNOPSIS travel agency. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, he told everyone the stock code of SYNOPSIS travel agency. At the headquarters of SYNOPSIS travel agency, under everyone's gaze, the stock of SYNOPSIS travel agency began to rise wildly. In less than half an hour, the stock price of SYNOPSIS travel agency had risen to 35 yuan. A group of media were stunned when they saw this. They never expected that Jiang Chen's live broadcast would actually save his stocks. This is really a miracle. Zhu Chang also frowned at the rising stocks. This shouldn't be the case. How could anyone be optimistic about his SYNOPSIS travel agency? You know, he has monopolized almost all the scenic spots in the north and south throughout the winter. His travel agency can send more than 100,000 passengers every day. How come these people are blind? After Jiang Chen finished the live broadcast, Guanku looked at the time. Suddenly, his cell phone rang. Guanku hurriedly picked it up. After answering the phone, Guansu smiled. Brother Jiang, it's settled over there. We can hold a press conference. After Guanku finished speaking, Jiang Chen nodded. Sure enough, these people were all very smart. Sign them up. Sign now, and let them all come to our headquarters to sign. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Guanku made a phone call. The vice president of SYNOPSIS travel agency hurriedly asked all the reporters to come over. Hello, everyone from the media. We have an important news to share with you. Before sharing, I advise you to buy more stocks of New America Travel Agency, otherwise you may regret it later. Excuse me, do you have anything important to announce? Does this have anything to do with the stock price of New America Travel Agency? After a reporter finished speaking, the vice president nodded and said, yes, I can tell you in advance that we have established cooperative relations with more than 20 domestic travel agencies. We are about to sign a contract here. I hope you can report it. After the vice president finished speaking, Zhu Chang was stunned. More than 20 travel agencies. Is it true? How could they cooperate with a small travel agency like New America Travel Agency? Isn't this openly going against themselves? They are so bold. Chapter 325. My stocks have hit the daily limit. At the moment, when Zhu Chang was puzzled, he saw a familiar figure. That's right, this person was Wang Dong, the chairman of Kaiyang Travel Agency, who was going to sign a contract with him. At this moment, Wang Dong was followed by more than a dozen people, holding folders in their hands, and walking towards Jiang Chen and Ren Dongsheng with smiles on their faces. Looking at Wang Dong, Zhu Chang's heart sank, and he had a bad premonition. Boss Wang, I'm here. We'll go to my company, to sign the contract later. Why did you come here to find me? Zhu Chang said as he went to greet Wang Dong. Wang Dong saw that it was Zhu Chang, and he did not deliberately avoid him. Mr. Zhu, it's so great to meet you here. I was thinking about giving you a call later, but now it seems that's not necessary. How can I trouble you to call in person? We can sign the contract here. There happen to be so many media friends here. Once we sign the contract, the winter market will be ours. By then, Xinmei Travel Agency will be dead. No need. What I mean is that I have cooperated with Xinmei Travel Agency. You have cooperated with Xinmei Travel Agency? Have you thought it through? If you stand on the opposite side of our ZHU family, aren't you afraid that our ZHU family will make you look bad? After ZHU Chan finished speaking in a threatening tone, Wang Dong smiled and said, "Do you know what partners are about? Real partners are about mutual benefit and win-win, not like your A Ray of Sunshine Travel Agency, which only wants to swallow us up but never thinks about sharing profits with us. I will not go down the road of Fatty Wang Travel Agency again. What benefits did he give you? Are you willing to offend our ZHU family for him?" After ZHU Chan finished speaking, he looked at Wang Dong with a pair of cold eyes. Wang Dong, who was in his 40s, was not tall, but his aura was not inferior to ZHU Chan. There is nothing to say. Xinmei Travel Agency will not swallow us up, and it is willing to give us its own shares, to hold shares in each other. Can you, Yiluang Wang Travel Agency, do this? Wang Dong was right. There were nearly 20 travel agencies of all sizes who came this time. Although they were not as powerful as Yiluang Wang Travel Agency, they more or less controlled the resources of scenic spots in various places. At the beginning, Rendong Sheng proposed to cooperate with them, but these people refused because they were afraid of offending the ZHU family. But now it is different. Those who were afraid of offending the ZHU family were acquired by the ZHU family one by one, and their end was miserable. So this made those who tried to follow the ZHU family see the reality clearly. They can only protect their own interests by banding together to resist the ZHU family. Of course, what is more important is that Xinmei Travel Agency, which controls the resources of Sahara, is willing to stand together with them and hold shares in each other. Of course, they are willing. And all travel agencies willing to cooperate with Xinmei Travel Agency have obtained the resources of Sahara Scenic Area. This means that they can also get a share of the popular Sahara Scenic Spot. What an attractive condition. At the beginning, even though the conditions were so attractive, many travel agencies were waiting and watching. It was not until Jiang Chen's Xinmei Travel Agency was successfully listed and the stock price began to rise that they saw the hope of Xinmei Travel Agency against Yiluang Wang Travel Agency, so they all reached out. No matter how strong a person is, he can't beat a group of people. So, Mr. ZHU, listen to my advice. It's not too late for you to cooperate with Xinmei Travel Agency now. Otherwise, in the end, Yiluang Wang Travel Agency can only fight alone. After Wang Dong finished speaking, ZHU Chan wanted to persuade him again, but Jiang Chen's signing ceremony had already begun, so Wang Dong waved goodbye to ZHU Chang and walked towards the podium. The signing ceremony was very simple. They had already printed the contract and then reshared their respective companies according to their respective proportions. Finally, after the signing was completed in front of the reporters, the signing ceremony was completed. At the same time, when Jiang Chen had so many partners, Mega News began to report it. Daily News, Xinmei Travel Agency, which has always been unpopular, saw a sharp rise in its stock price on the first day of listing. Not only that, Xinmei Travel Agency also completed a mutual shareholding agreement with more than 20 small travel agencies in China, which means that the mainland market that puzzled News Travel Agency has finally opened up. Stock early knowledge, Xinmei Travel Agency completed its transformation on the first day of listing. News Travel Agency and more than 20 small and medium-sized travel agencies formed a travel agency kingdom to fight against Yiluang Wang Travel Agency. This new stock cooperation model is very favored by the market. Now the stock price of News Travel Agency has risen to 40 yuan. After the signing was completed, Rendong Sheng's mobile phone rang again. Rendong Sheng hurriedly answered the phone. After answering the phone, Rendong Sheng looked at Jiang Chen with some excitement and said, "Brother Jiang, good news, good news. My former subordinates have resigned from Yiluang Wang Travel Agency, and they will come to support us soon." What is called sending charcoal in the snow? What is called making things worse? At this moment, Jiang Chen is sending charcoal in the snow, and ZHU Chang is making things worse. Hello, journalists and friends. I just received the news that Comrade Li Guang, Vice President of Yiluang Wang Travel Agency, has resigned. I announce that Comrade Li Guan will join Xinmei Travel Agency as vice president. In addition, Manager Song, Manager Wang, Manager Zhang and other department managers of Xinmei Travel Agency have also resigned and will join Xinmei Travel Agency together. After Jiang Chen finished speaking, Zhu Chang's face turned pale. He never expected that at this time, those old guys of Yiluyangguang Travel Agency would actually turn against them. And aren't they harming themselves by turning against them now? Sure enough, with the departure of senior executives, the stock price of Yiluyangguang Travel Agency soon began to plummet. At the same time, online reports also spread everywhere. Business Daily, with the successful listing of Xinmei Travel Agency, the vice president of Yiluyangguang Travel Agency and managers of various departments have jumped to Xinmei Travel Agency. Affected by this, the stock of Yiluyangguang Travel Agency has plummeted. Stock market news. The competition between a supergiant travel agency and a travel agency kingdom is fiercely unfolding. Xinmei Travel Agency has already surpassed it. Now the stock of Xinmei Travel Agency has exceeded the 43 yuan mark. As the news reported, many investment tycoons and wealthy businessmen entered the market, so in less than half a day, the stock of Xinmei Travel Agency directly reached the daily limit. At the headquarters of Xinmei Travel Agency, a group of media regretted seeing Jiang Chen's Xinmei Travel Agency stock directly reach the daily limit. If they had listened to Jiang Chen and bought some stocks, they would definitely have made a fortune. Just wait and see. You small travel agencies will not be my opponent even if you unite. You can win today, but you rely on the concessions of Sahara scenic area. When the winter storm comes and Shay scenic area is closed, you will see how I will deal with you. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.